Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here tonight, and welcome to episode number 136 of the Beyond the Ring with Big T Wrestling podcast here for Wednesday, August 22nd, 2018. And guys, tonight, I got a very special show for you here. As you can see on the screen, within my layout, we have a very special guest here tonight. And I'm honored and privileged to present to all of you here tonight. We have the hustler, Rip Rogers, right here on the podcast tonight. Rip, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm living a motherfucking dream. You know that, goddammit.
Oh,
Hell,
yeah.
everybody wants to be fucking 64 years old, right? Shit.
Hey, why not, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
thank you very much for accepting the invitation to be on the show here with us tonight.
it's my pleasure, but some of the shit some of the shit I say, you might not like it, but that's tough shit anyway, right?
That's right. You know what? That's why this is called the shoot interview. You know, it's all about you just coming on here and shooting the shit with us
Okay.
and telling it like it is. So, let's start off here. You know, we'll start back at the beginning. Um, when you first got involved with professional wrestling, what made you decide that you wanted to get involved with the professional wrestling business? That this was the line of work that you wanted to be in?
Well, my grandpa took me to see Dick the Bruiser versus Cowboy Bob Ellis in Seymour, Indiana at the old Shields High School there when I was 5 years old, I think I was. Then I watched, this is before cable TV, so I could watch Dick the Bruiser wrestling out of Indianapolis. And then you could adjust that antenna and get Nick Goulas wrestling out of Louisville. I could adjust the antenna to the east, and I could get the Sheiks wrestling where he headquartered out of Detroit, and I could watch it out of Cincinnati. Then late Saturday night, I could put that damn antenna over to the west and get Paducah, Kentucky wrestling, Phil Golden All-Star wrestling with Buzz Benson. I had all the goddamn wrestling magazines. Hell, there used to be about 10 of them I'd get. That was before WWE killed the wrestling business. Then, hell, I had the Dr. X mask, the Destroyer mask. I was a member of the Handsome Jimmy Valiant fan club. When I graduated from high school, I said I was going to college, play football, then I was going to be a championship wrestler. And I come from a small town, suppose what's so funny is nobody admitted to watching the 1 hour of wrestling on Channel 4 at midnight, but then Bruiser would have 8 to 10,000 people there every 3-4 weeks. In WWE, they can't fucking come to Indianapolis and draw that twice a goddamn year.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. You know, attendance numbers have been way down.
Well, they just make their money with the guaranteed money, which you can't knock them for that. Their checks don't goddamn bounce. They know how to make fucking money.
That's
And hell,
right.
they could give everybody, hell, they could let everybody in free and then charge them $20 to fucking leave, right? But everybody that goes there, they're gonna they're gonna spend $60-$70 on fucking t-shirts and shit. And they cater to fucking kids, so goddamn, the parents have to fucking take them, or the kids will throw a fit. But then they go to a TV match. It's goddamn Monday or Tuesday, and it fucking starts at 6. It's a work night, school night, and they're getting out there at fucking midnight. You know, so they're swearing, I'm never going back to this shit until, you know. So next time they come in with a fucking house show in 6 months, and they don't draw fuck all, and they'll come back in TV the next year, you know. And by then, hopefully you forgot about it and you go again.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's why they make the loop of only, like, visiting certain towns, like, twice a year now, when they used to visit towns, you know, every month or so.
Yeah, yeah. Indianapolis was once a month. Louisville was once a month. Them suckers are twice a fucking year now, you know. But they got so many more markets. They got the overseas shit going on and everything. So, and you got to remember, hell, they used to run 3 crews, and they'd work 7 days a week. Guys would be on the crew, they work 21 straight days. Now they work. Now they work 4 days a week. So they don't work. You know, they're looking at 8 shows a week, where they used to have 21 shows a week.
Yeah. And that's just like last week, with SummerSlam
Mm-hmm.
weekend. They had, I tallied up all the hours in my head, between their weekly shows and then their pay per view and then a couple of special shows that they had during the
Yeah.
week. It was 17 hours worth of content.
Well, I'd hate to be one of them goddamn writers getting screamed at every fucking minute.
Oh,
You'd be putting a goddamn gun to your fucking head, trying to come up with this fucking shit. Jesus Christ, they've seen everything. And when you had the regional territories, you could shoot. You'd have ten things that you did special as fucking angles. You could take them other places, and they haven't seen them yet. Now they do one fucking angle, and then the whole fucking world's seen it, right? Jesus Christ, them guys got to be playing and going crazy because they're so interested in their storylines instead of making guys good fucking wrestlers, which is simple. You give two guys that act like they don't fucking like each other. They want to fucking win. They're selling each other. They got some intensity and fucking body language. I don't care how simple it is. You sell each other. People want to see a fucking fight. They don't give a fuck about diving and fucking choreographed fucking synchronized swimming fucking matches. Guys looking like they weigh fucking 160. It's a hell of a rib.
yeah, this is actually a question that I had for you. I remember it was, if I remember correctly, I don't know if it was last year or sometime earlier this year. Um, Randy Orton at the WWE, he tweeted about, how the indie wrestling, basically is so over the top with the flips and, everything like that. And then it had something to do with the tweet with you, and I guess he retweeted one of your tweets about indie wrestling.
Well, it wasn't my tweet. It
Oh,
was
it
fucking
wasn't.
no. D-Man. D-Man did it, who used to live over, train with Santino. And Dylan Bostic said, hey, D-Man wrote this. Would you tweet this? Retweet it. So I said, oh, I didn't even read the son of a bitch, right? Because Dylan works as my kayfabe son or whatever.
Yep.
Uh, and so, because we're both from Indiana, and I had him at OVW, blah, blah, blah. And hell, I talked to him probably every Thursday at the most. And anyway, um, all I did is retweet the son of a bitch. Then I read the son of a bitch, and it was funnier than hell. And then Randy read it, and he thought it was funnier than hell. But Randy's a big fucking ribber. He's just ribbing fucking marks to get people to fucking react to it because they're fucking marks.
Yeah.
Because they think they know something about our fucking business. It'd be like the guy watching the NFL, and he thinks he knows something about a fucking pro football. And they have their big opinions, and they think they fucking know. Jesus.
Exactly. Nobody really knows unless, you're around
No.
people that are on the inside.
Yeah, fucking Randy's goddamn. Hell, I wrestled his goddamn grandpa. Tagged some with his fucking dad. Was business partners with his dad. I was there in Lexington when Randy was fucking born. And,
Oh,
so he's just ribbing people. And he's third generation wrestler, so Jesus Christ. He's so far ahead of these fucking marks, and they think they're on the same fuck. They think they're fucking entitled. They know what the fuck's going on. And you just fucking laugh. You shake your fucking head. You can't insult them. They're too fucking stupid.
yep, yep. And, I gotta tell you, the reason why I wanted to ask you about this as well is because, of course, me doing a podcast, the main focus of my podcast is, talking about the product and talking about wrestling and talking about WWE news and rumors and all that stuff, and then occasionally, have a guest on like you're here with us tonight. And I remember reading about this, and in the report, I forgot what wrestling site it was that reported it. I wish I would have remembered, but the wrestling sites that reported this, they actually made it sound legit. Like this was your tweet, you typed it up, Randy retweeted it, and they were making this big spectacle out of it.
Well, that's goddamn news in the world, ain't it?
That's right. Yeah.
You can say anything you want to say. You can make anything. There ain't no fucking standards to whatever. And you could put out a vicious rumor about me, and I could repeat it. And and you weren't even there or whatever, right? People
That's
could
right.
say anything, you know what I mean? Hey, the world's fucked. We're going to fucking self-destruct, and there ain't nothing you can fucking do about it. Hell, just think your goddamn great-grandpa was in a horse and buggy, and now they're fucking going to the fucking moon, and now all of a sudden, you say something you're not fucking supposed to say, and the whole goddamn world knows about it 5 minutes later. Jesus Christ. With these fucking phones and shit, I wouldn't have lasted goddamn 5 minutes in the business.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, we fucking did everything. These guys now, they're not allowed to do fuck all. This world's fucked.
oh, it's completely fucked, compared to how it used to be. Oh, and I mean, me, I could even, for me being young, I could tell the change, from when I was born 30 years ago until the change to now, and it's just getting worse.
Well, just think, just think when WWE went big time, right? They stole everybody's stars from their territories, right? And
Yep.
everybody had 3,000 matches a year for about 10 years. They've all had 3,000 matches. So all these guys are, Jesus Christ, they've acted more than the greatest fucking actors can act, right?
You're
They've
right.
seen everything. They went to all these territories, learned different angles, different kind of fucking promos. They were fucking real fucking pros, working every day of the fucking years except fucking New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. And now they fucking recruit guys that are fucking athletes. Hell, I saw something where WWE was recruiting wrestlers, but it didn't say nothing about wrestling. It said like one in Hollywood stuntman, ex NFL players and stuff like, you know what I mean? But it didn't mention nothing about wrestling. I said, holy shit! No, I want to go to the NBA, but I don't have to play basketball. I mean, holy shit!
Oh,
Wow.
that's just like, when you brought up actors, that's a great point because that's just like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Everybody's saying that he's the number one actor in Hollywood, but it's like, and I try to tell people this too, he was acting for what, like 6, 7, 8 years before he got into movies because that's what WWE basically gets you ready for. It's basically like you're acting and doing your own stunts.
Yeah, you got to remember though. Hell, he was third generation. I
Yep.
remember I remember working WWWF TV at the old Philadelphia Arena, and Peter Maivia, the Rock's grandpa, he was telling stories because I was like a big fucking mark. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! This is so much. This is so fucking neat. You know, and I can't get on anybody that fucking loves wrestling. Fucking wrestling's to me is the world's greatest fucking sport. Fuck everything.
That's right.
You know, and I still treat it like a sport. The worst thing they could have ever done was expose the fucking business. Once Harry Houdini shows you how they cut the lady in half, I don't give a shit anymore. You know, and I don't give a shit what day and age it is. If you knew how to work and you sold each other, you just changed the finishes and you never admit it. Now it's all a fucking joke. The fucking audience thinks they're the fucking stars. Where before the workers, the heels who led that match, he controlled that fucking audience. He had them girls fucking crying. Ricky Morton tried to make that goddamn tag, exploding on that fucking hot tag, and heels knowing how to fucking bump and fly and back up and fucking beg when the time was fucking right. And now it's fucking this is awesome. You know, they're fucking stupid fucking yells. I just fucking before when I was a market, I went to all the matches. Hell, I never yelled. I was intent on watching. I couldn't take my fucking eyes off it. I was mesmerized. And that fucking babyface is selling. They going, oh fuck. And that guy make the fucking comeback. It's like the goddamn Rocky movie making a comeback on Clubber fucking Lang or Apollo Creed. Hell, I know it's a goddamn movie, but I'm fucking standing up, yelling, screaming at a fucking screen like a mark because I fucking am a goddamn mark for the movie.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking too. Back in the old days, when wrestling was in its golden years, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the wrestlers used to go out there and basically improvise with each other, and they were basically just told the finish, and you guys would do the
Hey,
finish?
hey, Hey, let me tell you this. A lot of times you'd go to the ring, the referee tell. Remember another tradition WWE killed. Hey, the good rib is they don't have a time limit in the match, right?
Yep.
Unless it's a draw. This is one fall. What the fuck? Hey, how do you play a sport without knowing what the score is, what quarter, how much time's left in the quarter, how many outs are in the inning? You know what I mean? That's
Yep.
what the whole fucking. That's what the psychology of every sport. This is how much time's left. This boxer's got to have a knockout. He's behind on all the judges' scores. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Jesus Christ! And what was I going on? See, I forgot already. You get me wound up about fucking shit.
Oh, the time limit. The time limit.
Yeah, the time limit but before that, I was going on something fucking different. I was talking about the no time limit. Oh, I know. You was talking about this. Hell, we used to be in separate fucking dressing rooms, right? You
Yep.
say you're on first, okay? You get in the fucking ring, and they go over the. Remember, the referee over each match would go over the fucking no pulling the hair, no do this over the top rope. You got a 10 count the fucking outside. You got a fucking 5 count for this and this. If you're in a tag team match, you got to keep both feet on the over on the apron. You got to hold on to the tag rope. There wasn't that bullshit of touching somebody's goddamn shoulder. Jesus Christ, that's an illegal motherfucking tag.
Yep.
But now I remember I'm working with TNT, Savio Vega in Puerto Rico. We go out there and I said, T, we're going 60. Go through. He said, what? I said, yeah, savate kick, hit me with your Cobra, we'll run out of time. See ya. And that's it. That's
And
all we fucking said. I know what you do well. I know how to fucking work. Shut the fuck up and listen. That's why I'm a goddamn heel.
you know what? Now, all the matches are constructed. Piece
Oh
by
yeah,
piece.
don't get me go. Hey, never in my life have I been in a match going over spots. I start fucking laughing.
You know
And
what?
everybody knew how to cut promos. That's all you fucking did on your goddamn trips. Talked about angles and you cut fucking promos. Imitated each other, stole shit from each other, and whatever. No goddamn writer's going to tell me what my fucking character is and how I say it. What's the goddamn fucking bullet points? Hit this, and this. Gotcha. Fuck, we'd be going, okay, Louisville street fight against Austin fucking Idol. Go. Boom, now you're done. Now you're in the Evansville market. This Wednesday night, blah, blah, blah. You're against superstar Bill Dundee, loser league town. Got it. That's your promo. You're doing that for hours and hours. Them changing fucking markets, different fucking TVs. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
You never don't memorize a match, memorize a fight. Well, what? Now here's the gimmick. They say, oh, you got fucking 11 minutes. You walk through the fucking gorilla, they whisper, oh, cut it to 8. You start to go up for the fucking music. The referee said they just cut it to 6. All of a sudden, the bell's getting ready to ring. They said, go home. Now, all the shit you've had to pre-plan because you don't know how to fucking work. Now, all of a sudden, what are you going to do? Well, if you knew how to work, it wouldn't be no big fucking deal.
That's right. You know what? It's like now. It's nobody must know how to work because they're being told everything.
Well, they're not expected. Here's what it is: you're not expected to be any good. You're expected to be average. All we're doing, we're catering to kids. They don't know what's good or bad. That's like me and you watching the NBA. We don't know what's fucking good or bad, do we?
Hey, you're right.
We don't fucking know unless you're. It's just like the fucking the armchair quarterbacks getting on the fucking coach, right? This motherfucker, he's got 20-hour days every day of the fucking year, trying to get every fucking advantage with the world's greatest coaches. Every team's got the greatest coaches, the greatest athletes, and they can only work so many fucking hours. Then you're coming down to a goddamn tip pass, a last second, a fumble or whatever in every game. And if they lose, oh, it's the coach's fault, right? And some Mark has never played flag football in his life. He's telling me that this coach is a fucking bum. These are the greatest fucking coaches in the world, the greatest fucking football, basketball, baseball athletes in the fucking world. And we're sitting here knocking them with our fucking opinion. And 99.9, and they ain't never done fuck all, ain't done jack shit. They can all kiss my motherfucking ass.
Yeah. Yep. And like now, like you said, you used to go out and do your matches your own way, and that's the way it should be. Like now, when guys are told everything what to do, and something's done wrong, really, it's not even their fault. It's the higher ups
No,
and the
well,
company's fault.
you got to remember, their check's not bouncing, right?
That's
And
right.
all they want you to do is do as you're told. Do this, and this in this sequence, okay?
Yep.
And if you change something, you're fucked, ain't you? But if you do this, and this, well, he did what he's told. That's all we can ask.
Yeah, and if you change something, you might even get fired. I've seen it.
Well, what happened? Well, it's like you go in there, and if you're a veteran, they give you a little more respect, and then they test you a couple times, and then they learn to rely on you. So then then it comes down to, like Randy Orton. They say, Randy, this is how much time you go to. This is what we're thinking. Put something together in your head, and then run it back to us, and then we'll okay it or not. You know what I mean?
yep.
Because he knows. But you don't start that way, when you're starting out. And it's not the guy's fault. You can't take some great athlete that's his goal was to be in the NFL. He gets cut or hurts his knee. Now he wants to be a wrestler because he's still a half jock, and then he don't know anything about wrestling. So all he does is go down there to their performance center and do as he's fucking told. And he's a great fucking athlete, but he don't have that goddamn fucking hunger, that fucking drive. He don't know how to imitate Dick the Bruiser or Mad Dog Vachon or fucking Bruno Sammartino or Pedro Morales or Roddy Piper or Stan Stasiak or Eddie Graham or Fritz Von Erich or Bob Geigel or Pat O'Connor or Vern Gordon. You know what I mean? Or
Yep.
fucking Stu Hart or the fucking Rougeos, Emile Dupre or fucking Big Fat Otto Wanz from fucking Germany or fucking Fit Finley from fucking England, or you know what I mean?
Oh,
But
exactly.
you can go right into this fucking routine because nothing I did or anybody else does is original. They're copying somebody else that they idolize, and they put their body language to it. Their coordination just comes off different. But that's what you're thinking about doing. Hell, I want to get my Jake the Snake DDT in, then I got to get my Ronnie Garvin stomp in, then I got to get the fucking Playboy Buddy Rose fucking flip bump in, or then I'm going to do the Ray Stevens, and you know what I mean. Then I got to do this Pat O'Connor gimmick that he did. Then I want to do fucking Pat Patterson, the thing that he used to do. Then I want to go back to do this thing that Gene Kaniski did. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
And today's boys, they don't. All they've grown up with was WWE. So basically, all the people that knew what the fuck was going on years ago, they're all dead or don't give a fuck. So everybody now, hell, the last 30 years, all you've grown up with pretty much was WWE because WCW. When did they die? 18 years ago or something like that. I can't fucking remember.
Yep. It
Uh,
was March of 2001.
okay, so something like that, right? So they and then all of a sudden now, if all you got is fucking Coca-Cola, that's it. You can give them anything, and people are going to turn the son of a bitch on. They ain't got nothing else to compare it to. But the problem, thing about it is, oh, this guy's great. I said, no, this guy's average. That motherfucker be working first match years ago because the wrestlers aren't any good. It's not their fault. They don't have a chance. It's just like, let's just say, here's an example. Here's Randy Orton, right? And here's fucking John Cena. They've been there for how long? So fucking long, right?
Yeah,
Were,
16
were you,
years.
okay, so years ago, that's like Randy's dad. He might go to Puerto Rico for a year. He go to Tampa for a year. He go to Atlanta for a year. He go to Watts for a year. He go to Charlotte for a year. He go to New York for a year. He go to Minneapolis for a year. He went to fucking Dallas for a year. He went to San Antonio for a year. He went to San Francisco for a year. He went to Portland for a year. Vancouver for a year. Montreal for a year. You see what I mean?
Yeah, now it's like you just gotta go in the WWE and travel where they go every
Right. So
night.
what I'm saying is, every place you went, you learned from all the stars there. You make friends. You had relationships, and you'd call each other on the phone and said, "Hey, I need an angle for this. What do you think?" Whereas these are just names. Here's Randy and fucking John, right? They've been together how many fucking years? But all they've seen is this shit. Each other, right? And the
Yep.
same guys. And more green guys coming in. How are they supposed to fucking learn?
That's
Now
true.
they got to be the fucking teachers, but they haven't experienced anything.
No, just the same company, the same guys year
Right.
after year.
That's what I'm saying is. And you got to fail to get good. They don't have a chance to fail because they're given a script for a match to fucking promo. Hell, I have guys on the goddamn internet or fucking, what do you call it? Put video. Anyway, having 2-hour matches. Called in the fucking ring. It ain't no big deal. Once you understand the secrets of Colonel Sanders or the fucking Mountain Dew, you know that son of a bitch. And no matter how you change it, it's not going to be as good. You learn to fucking work. You learn to call it in the fucking ring. You learn wrestling fucking psychology. Once you learn, and you can still do your prearranged bullshit, what they want. But if something breaks down, you know how to fix it. You
Yeah.
don't worry about it. You don't panic. See, now they got the referee that's wired. He can tell them everything to do. So he's got somebody screaming in the air telling them what to fucking do. But they're like fucking deer with the fucking light, looking at the headlights. What do I do next? And you can tell when they fucked up or something's wrong. They fucking panic. You just look at their body language. This is supposed to look like a choreographed fucking fight. And they're sitting there fumbling around, talking around shit and stuff because they don't know what the fuck to do. Can you imagine you're supposed to be the best in the goddamn world? Major League Baseball player, NFL football player, NBA fucking basketball player, and you're a fucking supposed to be, and WWE is the fucking top of the fucking line. Jesus Christ, it's not even a close whatever. They're so fucking far ahead of everybody. And you can't do nothing. You don't know. And you're projected as a fucking star, and really, you're not worth a shit.
And that's like the performance center now and everything too. Like maybe you could talk about this a little bit with this as well, like the training, like back in the day from when you used to train compared to how they're trained today. Like now they got the performance center, like
Well,
the
that performance center's irrelevant. All they did is they got more rings. When you got more rings, it cut people attention. They hear that other ring going on, and they always want to, and they lose their concentration. You could have the greatest fucking gym weights in the world. It don't matter unless you fucking train. Unless you're dieting. Oh, excuse me, I won 2 fucking physique contests. I'm your trainer. Yes. I've been at this shit over 40 fucking years. Yes. I didn't go to a wrestling school. Yes. I learned by failure. And all the old vets taking care of me because I had a good fucking attitude. And I learned by giving these guys fucking respect and shutting up. And they'd ask me my opinion. I said, sir, I don't have no fucking opinion. I'm a fucking idiot at this. I just love this stuff. I'm going to do everything you say. I know you can destroy me or whatever. Please help me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know fuck all.
So your trainer for professional wrestling was basically all the veterans.
Oh, that's it. The only guy that ever worked with me at all was Lanny Poffo. Would work with me in the dressing room sometimes because I was a baby face. And we'd do some stuff. And then Randy would work with me. Hell, we'd be practicing drop kicks and some where they had an indoor track thing where they had the mats and stuff,
Yeah.
But you didn't get in a ring to practice. There wasn't no goddamn place to go or nothing, you know.
Yeah, now it's like they got, all the rings, weights, this, and, all this equipment here. And
Yeah, they got all that shit, but they don't have good workers.
yeah. I
They
could.
all work the they all work the fucking same. It's like Dick the Bruiser. If you know who Dick the Bruiser was?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, Flair said he knew he made it big time when he sold out St. Louis with Dick the Bruiser.
Oh, you know what? I believe it. That had to be a
And
huge
here
thing.
and here and here and I worked the Bruiser starting out, right?
Yep.
And I watch all these stupid false pins. They just the more pin attempts you have, the less they mean. That's just think of knocking a guy down in a boxing match. Him almost getting knocked down, almost getting knocked down. He gets knocked down one time in the fight, and the place goes nuts. Oh no, we got to have 3 clotheslines bump. So I hit you with a clothesline, but you just jump right back up and run into the next one like an idiot.
That's exactly how it
For no
goes.
fucking reason. There's no fucking psychology. There's no fucking storytelling. It's fucking rotten. And guys that knows it's rotten, they ain't gonna say nothing. Shit. Are you kidding me? Their checks ain't bouncing. They're just doing as they're fucking told. The matches are fucking atrocious. Shit,
Yeah.
I watched 3-pack matches at a house show one night. Everyone was the same shit. Same style. Same fucking rhythm. Same old fucking shit. Jesus Christ. You got a head, you got a leg, you got an arm, you got a stomach, you got a back. You got all these different body parts to fucking work for. Your comeback should be a goddamn retribution or whatever. If the heel beat, just think, the heel fucking, you hurt your fucking arm, the heel works on that son of a bitch an arm. He's trying to kill you that fucking arm. All of a sudden, he misses an elbow off the fucking top. He hurts his fucking arm. Now, what do you think you should do?
Well, if he hurts his arm,
Yes, this is a question.
well, if he hurts his arm, then you attack the damaged area if you want to
Well, no
win.
shit, especially since all he did was kill your arm, right?
Yeah, you want to
So
keep
you
attacking.
get that son of a bitch back. Oh no, I got to get my spots in. Then we got to dive to the floor. That's like the old fucking Sheik. It was so fucking simple. He had the fucking knife that would carve you fucking up, the fucking pencil. You get fucking color. Then he'd drop that fucking pencil and you get that son of a bitch.
Yep.
Now, should I kill that motherfucker with a pencil and make him bleed? Or should I get my 619 in and my fucking 360 fucking splash and some other stupid fucking move
I
that
would
ain't the finish anyway?
I would grab the pencil and fucking put it right in his forehead.
Well, that's what everybody knows, but now nobody does that.
And it's
We
like,
have
the
to get
psychology
our
of a
shit in. Do what?
the psychology of a fight too. Another thing that I think about now that you're saying things like this, it's like if you are in a legit fight with someone, and you got a guy down, you're gonna keep on the attack. Why would you go up to the top rope and try to get your dive in? It's like in a real fight.
Well, we can't compare a real fight too much because can I really throw you into the ropes? No.
That's true.
No, most of the shit in wrestling is total fucking horse shit. If not, it's a little bit boring. But what's so funny is with the strikes of UFC, just getting a hold, people will buy holds now. UFC made it easier. All we got to do is sell each other with punches more and act like a punch means something. All we got to do is sell a simple body part because they know if they got that motherfucker locked in, it could be a fucking come out of the blue and a fucking tap out, right?
Yep.
But we have to have 99 false finishes.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
And they all got to be right before the 3 count.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I'd say, okay, first time I get that, cover me, I'm kicking out on 0. Next time it's a 1. Then it's a 1.5. Then it's a 2. Then it's a 2.5. There'll never be a shoulder up. It was a kick out. And never be a shoulder up unless it was in the main event. Only they were allowed that. And now we talk about these 5-star fucking matches. Jesus Christ. Jarrett put something on fucking Twitter fucking yesterday, and I retweeted. He said, you do all them stupid high spots in my fucking, and all them false finishes, both your asses will be fired. Fucking wrestling shows like a goddamn movie. It ain't fucking to go out there and, you think the Beatles are going to get upstaged by some fucking ragtag fucking band because they're doing all their shit and doing flips and stuff or whatever? You learn your fucking place. This is a goddamn show like the fucking movie. The climax is got at the fucking end.
Yeah.
Fuck, I remember a couple guys who worked for Ron Fuller. I watched that fucking first match. And I said, you guys better get the fuck out of here. They said, what? We did everything. I know. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking Ron Fuller come in. He was 6'9". Then he had them cowboy boots, his hat. So he's 7 foot tall. He goes, Ripley, I won't mention their names. He says, those two boys, where are they? I said, I sent them home, Ron. I said, I tried to explain to them, but they ain't going to get it for a while. He says, good. I won't be as mad tomorrow. Oh, but shit. No, you don't do that fucking shit. You can't. No, your position is you come in, they test you. You got to have the same attitude when you win as when you lose.
Yeah.
Say, hey, put this guy over. I don't give a shit. It ain't real when I win. It ain't real when I fucking lose. You want strong? You want to fucking register? You want to sell? You want it competitive? How you want it? I don't give a fuck. Just let me know. I'm a fucking robot. I know this goddamn fucking job. Everybody's worried. Oh, I was buried. Why was you fucking buried? You lost the contest. They have 162 games the baseball season. Somebody wins 91 games, they might win the goddamn fucking. They might hit the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell, the goddamn Giants. They won the fucking Super Bowl, and what were they? Break even one year? Were they a wild card or whatever?
Yep, they were
Buried
wild card.
because they fucking lost. Oh, this guy's fuck you. I'd have everybody in that fucking WWE losing to each other. Like any fucking sport there was. You're all major leaguers.
Exactly. You know, when you're up there, you are a major leaguer. It's not. It's
Yes.
like, so you lose. Okay.
Yes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you fucking lose, and that's the way it goddamn is. Guys pitch the major leagues for 10 years, they don't have a winning record. Guys hit 240, they're in the major league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys playing the NBA, some guys are there 14 years. They're fucking second team. They're good fucking second teamers. They shut the fuck up and do their job. They pass the ball. They rebound. They play fucking defense. They'll do anything that the coach, they just want to win, get a check, and be in the goddamn show is all they want to fucking do.
That's right.
Wrestling. See, I can't get on this ego shit and fucking wrestling. Worried about my push. In any sport, you take a shitty team and they catch fire. They're on a win streak.
Yeah.
It's simple. And in any sport, you're hurt, you win, you fucking lose. You got to be fucking human. And I don't want no marks calling no fucking finishes. I don't want no same rhythm of a match. I want every match to be fucking. Hell, Dick the Bruiser said. He said the Bruiser don't ever cover anybody unless it's the finish.
Yeah.
Nobody kicks out on the fucking Bruiser.
And you know what? That's smart.
That's just fucking guys that knew this shit. All the promoters were guys that worked 20 years, then they become promoters. Now that you don't have nobody, no real workers are promoters now.
That's
Who
true
ran
too.
Florida? Who ran Florida? Eddie Graham. You know.
Yeah.
Who was in Vancouver? Gene Kiniski. Who was in fucking Calgary? Fucking Stu Hart. Who was in Montreal? Rougeau's and then Carpentier and Andre and that shit. Who was in the Maritimes? Dupre. Who was in Detroit? Sheik. Who was in Indianapolis? Dick the Bruiser. Who was in Knoxville? Fullers. Who was in Nashville? Jerry Jarrett.
Yep.
Who's in Kansas City? Bob Geigel with Harley Race. You know what I mean? Who's in Houston? Paul Bosch. Who's in Amarillo? Funks.
Exactly.
Who's in San Antonio with goddamn Joe Blanchard? Joe Blanchard. You see what I mean? Who's in goddamn fucking San Francisco? Well, fucking Roy Shires was.
Yep.
And it was that way in Europe, Hawaii, Puerto fucking Rico, wherever. The business was run by wrestlers.
Now the indie promotions, the indie wrestling is just run by, God knows who, basically.
Well, here's indie marks. I get my fucking, I get my check for income tax, right? Then I run a show. Then he brings some big name in and charges him an outlandish amount of money. Works 6 minutes in the fucking ring, usually a 6-man tag. All he does is go in and do fucking clothesline. The shit don't fucking draw. Then he talks to the guy and to save his money and come back, and we'll shoot this angle between these with me and this other guy, and there's 92 paid, and next time we'll sell out. No, if the big star comes in and he don't draw, he ain't there. They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. But it's bad when the fucking indies are run by fucking marks. Excuse me, that's what they are. They don't like saying it. They're fucking marks, and that's the way it is. But they know. But they know it. This guy deserves it. Oh yeah, why's that? Well, we don't want Roman. We don't want Roman Reigns. Well, I said, well, fuck. You wouldn't have wanted Bruno years ago. You wouldn't have wanted Dory Funk Jr. You wouldn't have wanted Terry Funk. You wouldn't have wanted Jack Briscoe. You wouldn't have wanted Burt. You think you fucking know everything. You need to be a fucking fan and quit fucking thinking and overthinking about this shit. Jesus Christ, it's there to have a good fucking time. I don't go to a movie and say, well, I didn't like that fucking scene. They shouldn't have said that. I didn't like the finish of the fucking movie. Fuck.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you go there and you watch it.
Well, you're going to see when guys think they know the fucking wrestling business. You got all these certain things you don't do, but they're not openly said. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when you're a mark, you think you know all this shit. You talk to a fucking wrestling, all of a sudden, these guys have got a PhD in wrestling, and you just shut the fuck up because you're a goddamn preschooler. You don't know fuck all. It ain't nothing like you say it is. Then you get in and you meet your fucking heroes. They're all fucking flawed humans. The guys you think are the good guys, the bad guys. The guys you think are fucking great, you realize they're mediocre. Some of the guys that you think are the shits, they're fucking great. But you don't know all this shit till you get in there.
That's absolutely true. I'm looking here, Rip. I got a couple of questions from fans for you.
Okay.
First question is, did you and Mark Mero know each other well? They were in WCW around the same time, and I'm seeing a similarity. I'm also getting a sense that Rick Rude was a big influence on him.
All Johnny did was, I never met Mark Mero. He was the guy that dug swimming pools for a living. And he was an athlete. He was an amateur boxer. I met him down at WCW, and they pawned him off as a black man, but he's just an Italian. He had to lay in that fucking suntan bed all the time. Good guy, great fucking attitude, just did what he's told, and they give him a costume allowance. All he did was what he was told to fucking do. Was that what you was getting? Was that what you was getting at?
Yeah. Like if you guys knew each other well, and then also if Rick Rude was a big influence on you.
On me?
Yeah.
Hell, I'm so much older than Rick. God damn, hell no. No, I was working with Rick when he was a goddamn rookie. When he was down there at I think he'd worked for Ole in some Atlanta, and then he got hepatitis or whatever, and he went home to fucking Minneapolis. Because all that great group, you know, the Road Warriors, they come out of the Eddie Sharkey thing. With Rick Rude was just a tremendous fucking athlete, fucking stronger than fuck. Great fucking arm wrestler. He had no fear about fucking nothing. Great fucking performer. But I remember I had to work with him a lot and Bill Watts, and I come in for Bill Watts, and he had my hair dark, right? He said, don't dye your hair blonde. He said, you better not do nothing to get over. I'll just fire you. He said, I want you to fucking work with these young boys, do nothing but fucking basics. I said, fuck, that's great. I don't have to worry about fucking about drawing, which is great, right? But fucking there's a lot of pressure on you. You have to fucking draw and shit. Then you say, okay, am I looking bad? You're going to be encouraged to take steroids and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And but no, I was a lot older than Rick Rude, but he fucking picked it up really, really well. Okay, but he was all that Minnesota group. They come from a good. Hell, all them bouncers at Funk Club. Road Warriors, Rude, Barry Darso, a lot of them, all them guys from up there and everything. But no, I'm a whole lot older than Rick.
Okay. And I'm also second question here. Um, it said I read that this fan read that you were the scapegoat for the Yellow Dog angle. What exactly happened? This is from Rocky, one of my subscribers.
Okay, no, all I was doing, I lived in Indiana, right?
Yep.
And I'd come down and I'd work every TV, bring some guys, right? That way I could just fuck off, live at home, uh, make enough money to get by, not to have a fucking real job, right? And then Ole said, I lived in Indiana. Ole said, "Hey, I want you to make Dover, Delaware." I said, "What? Fuck you." You know what I mean? But me and Ole go way back, right? And I said, "I can go to." He said, "Look, I want you to do this thing with Pillman." It was going to be something where he wanted me to imitate Brian Pillman because we was about the same height, same build. You know what I mean? I was nowhere as athletic as him or anything like that. He was much younger than me, but I dressed up as the Yellow Dog, and then they pulled the mask off of me, and it was me, right?
Yep.
And then Pillman come in as the Yellow Dog and did something, beat some or whatever. You know what I mean? So I remember I drove 804 miles to get there.
That's a long way.
800. Well, I was. Hey, still to this day, I act like I'm a rookie in the business. No fucking ego. You do to the best of your ability what that boss wants.
Yep.
That's all. That's all he wants. No questions asked. Whenever I worked for Bill Watts and I'd work with Eric, he would always double pay me. He knew what I said, "Bill, what do you want? You wanted this, 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 this." He said, "Yeah." I remember working with Dr. Death, Steve Williams in Oklahoma City. And I said, I just went out there and they told me, I said, "I know what to do. I got it." And they was scared. So I had me and Dr. Death in the middle of the fucking ring. And this is when he was playing football still in the old USFL.
Okay.
And he was a big guy and he was a legend, right? And he had a fucking hair trigger temper. So I got in the fucking, they're going over the fucking, I slapped that motherfucker as hard as I could right in the fucking face. And he just fucking, he's ready to kill me. I said, "Not yet, Doc." And I slapped that motherfucker again. Then I went to fucking the slap time and he blocked that with his fucking left arm, my right hand, about broke my fucking arm. He paintbrushed me, wham, wham, wham. Fucking blood's exploding out of my fucking mouth, right?
Oh.
And then I said, "Okay, now, Doc, do it." Then he picked me up for the Oklahoma Stampede. As he's running in place and milking it, they ring the fucking bell. He slams me, and I get beat right there. And I still got my robe on, right? Then they carried me out.
Wow.
Fucking Watts said, "I couldn't fucking believe that." He said, "I was scared." I said, "I got it, Bill. Don't worry." You know, in Japan, I was working for Baba, and they come back and give you a finish about 5 minutes long. You know what I mean? And I told Joe Higuchi, the ref, I said, "Joe, I know how to fucking work. Cut the bullshit. What's finish?" "Oh, okay, big leg." "Okay." I said, I said, "Okay, finish, blah, 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 big leg. That's it. Fuck that other bullshit. I know how to fucking work. I know how to peak a goddamn fucking match. I've watched these other matches, and I'm not going to do what they fucking do. I want to give them a different fucking rhythm, a different tempo." You know what I mean?
Yeah, give them something that they haven't seen before.
Yeah. Or you give them something what they think they know what's going to happen because it happens earlier, but then it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
something fucking simple. And all we got to do is fucking sell each other.
And I want to talk a little bit about OVW as well. How did everything in OVW start off?
I did what now?
I want to talk a little bit about OVW.
Okay, well, Danny had that in the 90s. Then I became a partner with him about, 98 or something.
Okay.
And then WWE come in, and they wanted to get out of that little building we had, which is a great building. It looked like a goddamn 1950s boxing movie, black and white, with the cigarette smoke and everything. You know, it was fucking
Yep.
awesome. Fans were close to the fucking ring. It was fucking snake pit. It was awesome. Then WWE come in. They made us get this big ass fucking building, you know, and it's nothing like the Performance Center, but it was an upgrade for us of 1,000%. And the atmosphere ain't as what is there. And of course, they wouldn't sign the goddamn fucking lease. They made Daddy sign the fucking lease. Then fucking bailed on him and stuck with the fucking lease. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, well, it's like I told him, you're dealing with the devil. You know you're gonna get screwed. So you're happy while you're there, and then you fucking cuss him when you leave, but that's life, and you die broke anyway. So it was a hell of an experience. It was a great experience.
What were some of the guys that you worked with?
Well, here's what I'm proud of. I got 64 people jobs.
That's awesome. That's
Now
awesome.
listen, but listen, these aren't the guys they hired. You know, they weren't the scholarship guys. You know, like Brock, Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas come in, Bautista come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Randy come in, stuff like that. No, these are the guys that knocked on the door and started in the beginners class, like Armando Estrada, like Serena Deeb, who's a coach at the Performance Center now, like let's see, Santino, like JTG, like Abraham Washington. All these guys that come in and they got fucking jobs, but they were the guys that started in the beginners class, and they moved here. All the Spirit Squads guys, Mike Mondo, Johnny Jeter. Now, not Dolph. Dolph was a signee, just like Bobby Lashley was. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm talking about 64 people, you know, and the girl wrestlers, the fucking referees, they come off of Stooges. They live the fucking dream. They come to fucking Louisville, and they got there. We had our own fucking TV show, and so we had the contract guys and the non-contract guys. And the contract guys would come to our show because our fucking show was better. Oh, but anyway, it was a hell of an experience. It was so much fucking fun. And if it's fun, you can work 20 hours a day, but it's not work. And hell, now look at these guys. You got Brock, who was an NCAA champion. You got No Neck Tech. He was a big fucking shooter. You had Sylvester Turkai, who was an NCAA state champion from North Carolina State. Kurt Angle's brother was there. All these, and then Ron Waterman was there. Ron was one of the nicest motherfucking Jack, polite, great guy, and he was in the infancy of USC, right?
Yep.
All these guys would want to shoot before they would want to shoot all the time, right? Now I realize you guys could get hurt, you know. And the thing about getting hurt, hell's in the old. I remember I was wrestling with Lord Regal in England, and the first bit of the match, I tear my goddamn quad.
Oh.
We went 40 minutes. My fucking my quad is still torn.
You went
So
40 minutes
in
on a
other
torn
words,
quad?
It's torn now.
Oh.
What did I do? I knew how to work. You could work. You got to remember, years ago, you get hurt, you tape that sumbitch up and go, and you better perform or they get rid of you. The show must go on. They can't afford to carry another guy. Now you get a goddamn hangnail. Oh, this guy is out for a year and a half, but he got a check. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. They get paid while they're on the show.
Right. Everybody has neck injuries because they do stupid shit. You've only got so many bumps in your bump card. Then you're done. You can be 30 years and your body's exhausted. It's used all of its bumps.
Well, look at Mick Foley.
Well, that's like. Now, I used to partner some with Mick in Global, right? And I told you about me getting fucking run over, left for fucking dead, and getting hit and everything, blah, 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 all that shit, didn't I?
It might have been on our first conversation on the phone. I think you did.
Maybe what, but anyway, remember when Mick started doing the Mr. Sacco, right?
Yep.
Mick, they had to find something for Mick to do before he killed himself.
Yep.
So, and then that Mr. Sacco was over more than anything, wasn't it?
Oh, that
He didn't
Mr. Sacco guy, they even sold it. They sold it at
yeah,
the merch stands.
right. That's just like Santino. He had the fucking neck injury. He had the neck fucking surgery. Now all of a sudden he had fucking what was the thing called?
Oh, the
Fucking
Cobra.
yeah, the Cobra. Yeah. So now Santino's really a jiu-jitsu guy, right? Judo guy.
Yep.
And so all of a sudden he's doing the Cobra, and he don't have to break a sweat. I used to work with Chris Benoit all the time, work 30-minute matches, and he said, "I want to learn to work like you. You don't. We work 30 minutes, wouldn't break a sweat." I said, "No, Chris, that's not what they want with you. They want you to just fucking go out there and be a goddamn buzzsaw." Because you can't do a fucking promo and shit, but people will get into your fucking wrestling. You got to be different. Wrestling is the goddamn buffet. We can't all be steak and chicken. We got to be the fucking ham sandwich, the turkey sandwich, the fucking hot dog, the fucking tuna salad sandwich. You know what I mean? There's got to be a little bit of everything. It's like the circus coming to town. We got the fat man, the giant, the midget, the transvestite, the woman with the fucking beard, the guy with 3 fucking legs, the guy with 2 fucking sex organs. You know what I mean? It's the fire eater, the 7'8" giant. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
guy with
sword
no,
swallowers, all that
yeah,
shit.
the guy with no fucking arms and legs slithering around. Like, you ever see that movie Freaks?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what a good movie, huh? Fucking awesome. But anyway, you compare that to fucking wrestling. You got to have the goddamn circus out there. You know, Eddie Graham he was probably one of the smartest men in wrestling ever. He had that Florida territory, and his big thing was you had to wrestle, but he'd still have the Sheik down there every once in a while. But he'd go on early. They'd fight double count outside, double juice. He would have the goddamn comedy match. He would have the girls every once in a while. He'd have the midgets every once in a while. But every territory was built on a little different style of wrestling, and he was just such. But that's why he could go to Tampa, he could go to Jacksonville, he could go to Orlando, he could go into fucking Miami, fucking weekly ass fucking towns, and pretty much do capacity or near capacity business every fucking week.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
not.
didn't give them. You didn't give them too much. They couldn't wait to come back for more. Marks weren't calling the match. You know when they're leaving match, I ain't never coming back till next week.
Yeah, now it's like, there's none of these territories left. None of it. Like, when did all this start? When Vince McMahon just, shut down all these territories and took
Well,
everything
he didn't.
over?
Well, no, he didn't shut them down. They shut themselves down because it was such a shock to them. Right? How do I survive? This is the only way I know how to do it a certain way. And he stole all their stars. You know, he would buy out their fucking TVs. You know,
Yep.
he did it in Minneapolis. He did it with fucking Ole. Put TV in Atlanta. Did all kinds of shit. You know, just a smart guy, smart businessman. Very, 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 very smart businessman. Great. I just don't like it because he destroyed my wrestling business, what I loved. And I had all these buddies. We had about 800 guys in the States with full-time jobs, living the fucking dream every day of our fucking life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Play wrestling, going to the fucking gym. It's like I'm in fucking Portland. Every carload, it was me and Buddy Rose and the Bushwhackers, right? Telling fucking stories. Ribbing each fucking other. Holy shit. You know what I mean?
All
And
those.
each territory, you had your fucking buddies you drove with. And all of a sudden, I was in fucking Tampa in 85. And I go to fucking, then I see Scotty McGee in Calgary in 88. And you might see somebody here, and you say, well, hell, I ain't seen you. We was in this territory together 20 years ago. And we start talking about the fucking TV, the fucking towns, the fucking rats, whatever, right? Same old fucking shit. And it's nothing but, hey, you can't. Wrestling is nothing but the experience, the fucking memories, the shit you fucking do. You can't make it up. It's so fucking far out there. It's out fucking outlandish. It's the greatest fucking time of your life. And then when you go back into the real fucking world, it's hard to adjust. You go into fucking depression. Guys start fucking drinking. You know what I mean? It's holy fuck. All the shit that, it's like you can't do anything. You can't call anybody a name, a nickname. You can't call them by what nationality you are. And everybody's more racist, prejudiced, or what they ever are because they're not allowed to say it. Before,
Yep.
I'd be yelling these guys back and forth, calling each other names, but we didn't really mean it. You know what I mean? But it was fun to call each other that. It'd be a nickname or whatever. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
you can't say that. Oh, you can't fat shame him. Oh, he's got a participation trophy. Motherfucker, I was breaking fucking second place trophies. Jesus Christ, how you get competitive?
Oh,
But
exactly.
but the fucking wrestling business, Jesus Christ, that's like my first wrestling match I ever had. I went to Oak Hill, West Virginia for TV. This buddy of mine, Steve Cooper, he lived there. He went home. He bullshit his way in. He said, "Hey, I got you booked next week." I said, "No fucking way." He said, "Yeah, they didn't have VCRs in, but he taped it over the phone, the tape of him wrestling, right?" I said, "Holy shit." So I show up next week, me and him both, and I take two other guys with me from home. They're college wrestlers, but they're not even smart, right? But we got our Carlin Hildegard trunks. We got our fucking Bill Ash's dad wrestling boots, and we're ready to go. So we go in down there, and the guy pays us to fucking work. He's telling us what to do. We don't understand a word he's fucking talking about. He's telling me, "Oh, you're built pretty good, so you're working with that guy. So you babyface or heel?" I said, "Okay." He says, "You go over." And I'm thinking, go over fucking what, right? He said, "Now, when you get the fucking pencil from the announcer, you go home." Wait a minute. When I get the fucking pencil from the announcer, what's he giving me a pencil for, and what am I going home for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody knew these terms unless you was a wrestler, right? Everything's kayfabe.
Yeah,
And
they have all
so I,
these terms.
yeah, so now I'm in the goddamn ring with this guy. He's telling me what to do. I'm saying, "Fuck you, I ain't that stupid," you know what I mean? Grab my arm. "Fuck you," you know. And he hit me. Boom. I said, "Fuck, I must be pumped up. I didn't even feel it." He said, "Sell, motherfucker." Then he hits me again. Ow, fuck, he really hit me, right? He goes, "That's better." I said, right? So
Yep.
he said, "Grab a headlock on me." So I did. So I'm cracking that motherfucker. He gave me the fucking office. He's pinching me. This motherfucker keeps pinching me. But I don't know why. I just kept cracking that headlock. You know what I mean? Finally hit me real hard in the fucking kidneys. Boom. I dropped that son of a bitch. He said,
Oh.
loosen up, motherfucker, you fucking crowbar." I don't know what the fuck you know what I mean? Then he
Yeah.
said at the end, he says, "Put a claw on me." So I put a fucking claw on him because I saw Fritz Von Erich put a claw on, right? So I'm squeezing his fucking temple as hard as I can. He's going, "Jesus fucking Christ." He's got a fucking bleezade on his goddamn finger, so he gassed himself. So blood's starting to come out of his head. I said, "Goddamn, I didn't know I was that strong, right?" Now the good rib, a month later, I'm doing WWF TV because it's all who you know, right?
Yeah.
So that guy took me to TV there. Then I started working for Dick the Bruiser. Then I started working for goddamn Nick Goulas. Then I started working for the Sheik. Then Bruiser would book me to do TV for St. Louis for Bob Geigel in St. Louis and Kansas City, and it would just keep on and going. And then this guy got me booked down for Nick Goulas in Nashville. Then I met Lanny fucking Poffo. I was his partner on a Christmas night, some kind of tournament, whatever the Southern Tag Team Tournament. So then all them guys was going up to fucking. I was working for the Bruiser, and I remember I worked for Ivan Koloff, the fucking Bruiser. So I worked with him, doing a job for him, and he let me false finish him twice. Jesus Christ, what a nice man he was, that Ivan Koloff. Fuck. Well, I was just. Oh, and I tell everybody that I teach wrestling. I said I was the worst motherfucker in the history of wrestling. That's why I fucking get this shit because you got to fail. and you eventually figure it out, or somebody smartens you up. They smartened me up not because they liked me, because they didn't want me to fucking. They afraid I'd kill them or fall on them or hurt them some way. I just a fucking clumsy klutz. Jesus Christ. You're in that fucking ring, and you got to be a goddamn Baryshnikov. This is a fucking art. You know,
Exactly. That's what I
it's,
always say.
it's like fucking punching. The hardest thing to wrestle is the punch. I said it's either going to look phony or shit, or it's going to either you're going to kill the guy. I mean, there's two kind of punches. One, you don't touch the guy; it looks like it kills him. Then you got the punch that kills him, but it looks like it's phony or shit. And nobody now takes the fucking time to learn because they don't have to.
No, they just all go. They report to the performance center. They get trained in there, and then when WWE wants to put them up, they put them up.
Yeah, and then some guys will stay at that performance 3 months, and they'll fire them. Some guys will be there 7 years, they're still fucking years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But nobody said life was fair, did they?
exactly.
And I said, well, if you ain't related to one of the Samoans, I said, if you're related to one of the Samoans, you're in, baby, forever. Or if you've been on if you're a wrestler's kid, you're pretty much in. If you've been like on a fucking some kind of notoriety, like an ex-NFL player, or now if you got 1 million Twitter followers, you're in, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with fucking wrestling. Yeah,
No.
wrestling's the only sport where they don't want you to mention the word wrestling. Okay, I got you.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. The the wrestlers on TV can't even use the term professional wrestler anymore. They got to say we're sports entertainers. This is
Well,
entertainment.
okay, but they only do that because the boss says, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, well, as far as I know, uh, my mother died less than 3 weeks ago. My dad died like 14 months ago. Nobody lives forever, do they?
No, you're right. And
So and who's ever the boss changes everything. So anything old can be new again, can't it?
that's true.
It sure can. And all of a sudden, you can start selling. You can start doing everything from 40 years ago, and people will buy it because you're good at it.
Yep.
Because they want to believe. They want to believe. But we insult their intelligence by getting them on TV and then telling them all that shit anyway. Why do you think they don't fucking draw?
Yeah.
I remember working 2 Superdome shows for Bill Watts in New Orleans. One was 30,000 people. One was about 35, 36,000. But the thing was, every Monday night we were in New Orleans. It wasn't like we left the town dark for a year. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're there.
And it wasn't people flying in for a Superdome show. Every place in America had their own wrestling.
Yeah.
Tampa had their fucking weekly towns. Hell, I remember fucking only sold out the Omni 17,000 people 2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
And we're talking about Atlanta in the middle of where there's no water. So the population is not fucking big. With fucking TV wrestling. I don't think nobody had any music. You know what I mean? It was wrestling. There was electricity in the air. It was like a goddamn Ohio State Michigan football team, a Yankees Red Sox game, a fucking playoff game with the Celtics and the fucking Lakers. You know what I mean? It was a
Yep.
contest.
Yeah. Now it's just it's so changed. Like even with their shows now, there's been many changes. Over the past 15 years since you last watched. Like WrestleMania now is very, it's so
Well,
over,
well,
populated.
you got to remember this. Uh, Final Four. They put the tickets on the day of after whatever, like the NCAA. Then the tickets go on sale the next day for the next year, right?
Yep. Yep.
Next day they're sold out, ain't they?
That's true. Yes. Yep.
Because either ticket agencies buy them to scalp them, or you're hoping, like I'm from Indiana, I'm gonna get 2 tickets if I can get 2 tickets, and I'll pay that. If Indiana don't go, I'll sell them for 3 times the amount of money from some scalper or whatever, to some alumni with Notre Dame's in there or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in other words, once it's an event, uh, if the Super Bowl tickets were on sale today, it'd be sold out tomorrow. It doesn't matter what the teams are, does
That's true. It doesn't
it?
matter.
Okay. Once the event is over, World Series doesn't matter anything, whatever it is. That's the way it is.
Yeah, it's all
But
about the name of the event now. It's like if it's got a name,
right,
then it gets all the mainstream attention and all the
uh-huh,
popularity, and people go for it.
yeah. But that's like when I was a kid, WWE ran Madison Square Garden every month. They sold out pretty much every month. Felt Forum across the street was fucking full with the goddamn closed circuit television. All they had was a 1 hour tape of WOR at midnight. And they had the Spanish tape would come in from LaBelle's in San Francisco. That's how Roddy Piper came in. Dusty'd come up from goddamn Tampa because they had a tape on it. I remember WPIX. I can't remember the station it was on. But then every once a month, whatever, it was sold out pretty much. Now, hell, they went years. They went years and didn't even run some bitch. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. I heard.
And now, if they run it anyway, they got that big fucking stage and shit. It used to seat 19,798 plus ringside. Now it probably seats what, 14, 15,000 with all that stage and shit.
Yep. And
Okay, so
I heard a reason as to why they don't run the garden, but I don't know if it's
well,
true.
well, hell, hey, they know they probably won't sell out, but they can tell you it's going to cost so much to run it, and with the union shit and everything, they can tell you all that shit they want. But if you got fucking 10 million people right fucking there, and you can't get that many people to see your fucking program that's on how many fucking days a week, but that's why they don't draw too, is because they got that guaranteed money. And it's a smart thing though. You got guaranteed money for all that shit. You know what I mean? For Raw and SmackDown and whatever the network and all that shit. You know what I mean? And then they wouldn't even have to run house shows if they didn't want to.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know why they run the house shows because the
Well,
attendance is
okay.
down.
The reason you really run it, because just think if you didn't have, why do major league, people go to practice and play every game is to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say, okay, no, you got 3 shows. Well, that's what TNA did. They'd have fucking 3 shows in a month or something years ago. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
And the guys, when guys would get, the thing I never got, guys would say, no, I'm not with WWE anymore. I haven't been there for 10 years, but I've worked weekends. I said, fuck, you were the shits in your prime. You never did get it. Your fundamentals was never fucking there. So now, ring rust, you was never there to begin with. You was always the fucking shits. And that's the way it is. Once guys quit practicing anything, just think, it's like if you're playing any sport, football, basketball, baseball, and you have an injury or you're out for a while, fuck, 2 weeks, you're behind. You're playing against the best in the world. You can't compete on that level. You got to get your ass back to practice, and you got to get your fucking back. That's like I used to take like one hip toss a night, one of everything to keep that body in bump shape. You
Yeah,
take
so
two
that
fuck.
way you're not getting broken down.
Oh yeah, you take 2 weeks off, you get sick or something happened to you. Oh fuck, you can't hardly fucking move again. It's like starting weight training. Start squatting again with weight if you hadn't done it, right? Holy shit.
Yeah?
You see how we just fucking ramble on and on, Lee, talk shit about nothing? But
Hey,
it's just funny.
we're
But that,
giving some good info here.
okay, that's like then when I started, right? Then I walked. Now me and Randy Savage, we lived together 4 years, so he pretty much broke me in. Okay, uh, and so I worked. I worked for him and his family up in the Maritimes in summer of '78. So that's 40 years ago. And then he got me booked for Nick Goulas in Nashville. And then then his dad booked me in Mississippi for Frank Kane, who was the great Mephisto, who was Skandar Akbar's cousin, half brother, gimmick thing, or whatever. And he named me Rip Rogers. First, I started out, my real name was Mark Shira. And then I was in the Maritimes, I was Hercules Samar, the goddamn freshman that didn't spit no one word of French. Then my bright idea was I was a disco kid in fucking Nashville. I couldn't dance, but I'd walk out there with a music box and act like I was over it, and couldn't work, couldn't dance. All I was young. But if you do stuff enough, you start to, and then they turned me heel and teamed me with Randy, and then I started getting it. As a babyface, I just shut up and listened, but as a heel, and he was in my fucking corner, and he's telling me what to fucking do. Now I'm starting to understand this shit.
Yeah,
So
and then
anyway,
it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, now I'm down in Mississippi for Frank Kane. He gave me the name Rip Rogers, that was Eddie Graham's name in Texas in 1955. He said I reminded him of Eddie Graham, so that was a compliment. So I worked for them. So then Randy calls me. He said, come home, we're going to make some ICW tapes. So we made 10 tapes in Louisville. So we moved back to Kentucky and started getting the territory organized. But I went out to Portland and worked for 6 months. So Leap and Lanny, Randy's brother, he booked me out in Portland for Don Owens. So now I'm out there with Piper, Martel, Adrian Adonis, Ron Starr, the fucking Bushwhackers, Dutch Savage, Johnny Mantell, Iceman King fucking Parsons, Gene Lewis, Johnny Eagles, the list goes on and on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Easy Ed Wiskowski, Playboy Buddy Rose. So now I'm getting to learn from all these guys, right? And then we start going to Vancouver. So I'm now getting going to Vancouver's on fucking Mondays. So I get to work with Don Leo fucking Jonathan. Jesus Christ. What a legend, you know?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So now Piper, he's this is when LA's still a territory, and has said, hey, I can get you booked in LA on top on my word. I said, oh, fuck, let's do it. So he calls them, and then Randy said, no, I need you to come home now. I said, okay. I said, sorry, Pipe. Randy said to come home now. When Randy tells you to come home, you come home. So then that's when we were, hell, we ran against everybody. And then we partnered up with Orton and Roop, Malenko, Ronnie Garver, they all ran against, and Ron Wright, they all ran against Ron Fuller in Knoxville. So Fuller, he moved down to fucking Pensacola, but in the meantime, they bought in with us at ICW. So the owners was Randy Poffo, Lanny Poffo, Angelo Poffo, B, George Weingarth, Bob Roop, Bob Orton Jr., and Ronnie Garver. So we ended up running against fucking Barnett, against Bruiser, against Fuller, against goddamn Jerry Jarrett, against Bob Geigel, we run against anybody. He didn't give a shit. And we ended up having like 13 TV markets, which is really big for a territory. I remember 2 Saturday nights we actually had 3 towns running on a Saturday night with 3 different rings and crews, right? So we had good wrestlers, but the guys that were there first had the good, strong UHF, the VHF, you know, the TV stations, the low numbers. When we'd be on channel 32, they'd be on 3. And when we had the fucking shitty 11:30 at night time slot, they'd have the solid noon time slot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all about promotion. It was nothing about we'd be hard weighing to death, fucking beating the shit out of each other. People half-ass believe our shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we didn't have enough brains because we were idiots. Just like you're an idiot starting out wrestling, then you eventually get it. Now we were idiot promoters, but didn't know the fucking television shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You start out. Just think, you're smart in high school. You go to college, you make straight A's, and you go to goddamn medical school for how many years? Then you do your internship. Then all of a sudden you're 28 years old and you're a rookie doctor, and nobody wants. Hey, that rookie doctor ain't operating on me. I want that old motherfucker that's 65 and he's done 50,000 knee operations, right?
Yeah.
I don't want that young motherfucker. He's stupid. He don't know. He ain't failed enough. But wrestling's the same goddamn fucking way as anything. But anyway, what I was talking about, then I went after there, right? Then I was with ICW 4 years, and Ronnie Garvin booked me down to work for Bill Watts. After I looked for Bill Watts, then I went back to work for goddamn Ron Fuller. I got a nice fucking run there with Ron Fuller. Then I went to work for fucking Ole. And this is how the business was.
Yeah.
Ole called me up. Ole called me up. He didn't know me from Boo. He said, Bob Armstrong said, you did a real nice job for them. He says, I want you, the Road Warriors are leaving. They're going to go to the fucking AWA back home to work for Vern Gagne. I want you to come in and partner with this one guy, and I'm going to make you, I want you to transition national tag team champions. But I want to stay away from the Road Warriors because he said what happened was now they got, you saw these two jack guys that no sold, and they got away from wrestling. They drew big, but the matches were horrible, and they were hard to work with at that time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he wouldn't get away from that completely. If they've been seeing 99 bleach blondes, it's like saying, okay, now we're going to push the bald-headed guy. You know what I mean? They've had
Exactly.
all these masked guys, so well, now we'll push the blonde-headed guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Then I worked for fucking Ole, and then with fucking Crockett bought in, I was working main events everywhere with Tommy Rich. Then my ass had to get out of there because Dusty didn't like me. Years ago, I sent a tape to Dusty. He wanted me to come in. That's when I told him I was going to go to Ole. And anyway, how I got in with fucking Ole, I told you Bob Armstrong called him. So I told Ole I'd come in sight unseen, right? I went by my word. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
then,
Yep.
so then Dusty wanted me to work for him. He said, "I know I got big plans. We could do this. We could do that." Blah blah blah. I said, Dusty. I said, "No, I already told Ole. I promised him." He goes, "What?" I said, "I gave my word." He goes, "Oh, your word." And I was working in WCW.
Your word means everything probably back
Right.
then in the business.
Okay. But then anyway, what I was getting at, then I went there. Then I worked for fucking. Uh, I was working for Tampa for 5 months, and this is when Crockett was on TBS. So me and Bugsy was working a hot program with Lady Maxine, and she's about 6'4". So we had a big thing going, but we had a big show in Miami, and there was color in every match. So me and Dusty was smart, or me and fucking Bugsy, we give him fucking total fucking comedy and stole the show. So next show down there, and they couldn't get any more people in the building. Next show down there, they left me off. Wahoo was the booker. I said, Chief, I'm not booked. He said, that wasn't me, that was Dusty. I said, oh, fuck that big fat motherfucker. I'm out of here. He says, I'm leaving. He says, when? I said, I'll be out of here in 2 hours. So I just fucking, he says, you can't. I said, the fuck, Chief. You told me you walked on 6 of them in a row. He goes, I know it, but please stay. He says, he says, take the night off. I'll pay you, and I'll meet you in Key West the next day. I said, no, fuck him. Uh-uh. So, and then when I got to goddamn WCW, he made me work this pay-per-view in Pensacola. It was Battle Bowl 91, 2, 3, whatever the fuck it was. And I said, no, I'm booked for a fair show with Bobby Fulton. He goes, you'll be down here at this pay-per-view. I'll see to it you never work for this company again.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to work that goddamn pay-per-view, right? I had to work the goddamn pay-per-view, and then Bobby, who I always worked his name, Bobby never used me again.
Oh,
He was,
man.
he was so fucking mad. But anyway, then I went from there and I worked for fucking Jarrett's. Then I worked for fucking Bob Geigel in Kansas fucking City. And then, hey, you start talking some shit and asking us some questions so somebody's buzzing in on me, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, while we wait for Rip to come back on here, I hope you guys are enjoying so far. By the way, if any of you want to call in, I have my tablet set up here. If you guys want to call into the show and actually ask Rip Rogers a question, you can do so on Skype, and the Skype number for the show here is Big T underscore 119, and you can call in and get your questions in that way, or you could ask your questions right here in the chat, because Rip will be taking questions from everybody and anybody here. So make sure that if you do have something that you'd like to say, submit your questions or call into the show. Again, that's at big.
Okay. Okay, I got the text in now. I got it in. Okay. But
Okay.
anyway, okay. Then I went and worked for goddamn Bob Geigel. Then I went to South Africa. After I went to South Africa, now in '88 I didn't work in this. I went to South Africa in December '87. In '88 I didn't work in the States at all, so that was fun. So I went up for Stu Hart. Then I went to Japan for Baba. Then I went for Emil Dupre in the summertime. Then I went back for the rest of the year to fucking Stu Hart. Then I took 3 months off just to goof off and train. Then I went to Puerto Rico for Carlos there. He called me at home. I was just going to take 6 months off and go to the goddamn Maritime skiing. And he said, "Hey, I want you to come in here and book this thing." I said, "How'd you get my number?" He says, "Well, somebody." I said, "I didn't send you no tapes." He says, "Well, I got one right." I said, "Well, Eddie, I didn't send it in there. It was me tagging with somebody. And he was trying to get a job. The other guy was." So I went into Puerto Rico, and I said, "I'll do what you fucking want." So I was there for 9 months, had a hell of a fucking time, had a hell of a run, had some great fucking matches, met a lot of nice fucking guys, and was there 9 months, and then fucking left there. So, damn, then I went to WCW and fucking Global. Fucking in '92, I did wrestle in the fucking States. I was in England, Austria, Germany, Korea, and Japan. So I just fucking had a good time going all kinds of places. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Then,
you traveled around.
yeah. Then in the meantime, I used to go in for Joe Pedicino at fucking Global. Fucking Cornette would use me when I wanted to in fucking Smoky Mountain. Didn't give a rat's fucking ass. Just wanted to fucking travel around, meet people, have a fun time, and just fucking do wrestling because you can't stay. We all get older, right?
Yep.
You know. And I ain't got one bitch about fucking nothing, and made mistakes along the way. But every one I did, I wouldn't have changed none of them. You know what I mean? That's
And
just the way. That's just the fucking way it is.
and
And love fucking wrestling, hate what it's become. But all the fucking people that watch TV now, they don't know what it was. They don't know what it meant, how you fucking did it, how good you had to fucking be. And it was just a fucking, it was just so fucking, the brotherhood was so fucking cool. You did every fucking thing together. Wrestling was just the coolest motherfucking thing in the world. And now, I still teach guys, old style. I said, I teach all this old shit. And then once you get up there, it's going to be easy for you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, you know, Arn Anderson, he's an agent. Fuck, that's like L.D. Malenko. I think he's still an agent there. Fucking Fitz there. Regal's in the goddamn performance center. Fuck, I'm the guy that got Regal in goddamn got him in America. We were roommates in goddamn in Germany. He
Oh
took me to
wow.
he took me to goddamn England. You know what I mean? We was with each other for 6, 7 months, every fucking almost every minute. So, and then he got Fit in there, right? He got Dave Taylor in there. So I'm the guy responsible for the fucking, like, the British invasion of fucking WCW when it went over to WWE. You just learn all this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you got one in, and then they have friends, and then it all trickles
Right.
down.
And that's the way the world operates. You know, it's all who you fucking know.
Yep. Not about what you
Yeah.
know, but who you know. It's so true.
Hell, when I in high school and college, I worked back home. My dad played fucking poker with the goddamn mayor. He lived the next. He was 2 streets fucking over. So I'm working for the street department, the sewer department, the park and rec, and whatever the hell it was, road, highway, or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'd be working there in the fucking summer. I didn't have to apply for that. I just had a job. But it's all who you fucking know.
Yeah.
And then when I'd be at them promoters, they said, hey, if you ever see somebody, you know, blah blah, that looks good, and you want to recommend them, have give you a ring. You know what I mean? And
Oh
that's the way
yeah.
it fucking was.
I
Uh,
I wish I could have been born in the early days back in your generation, and witness wrestling back in that time because like we established earlier, I
yeah.
started watching when it was the WWF stuff, when the Attitude Era was going
Uh-huh.
on. That's basically when I
Right.
started, and
Now look at the Attitude Era, right? Then everything was the girls had stripped their clothes off and whatever. It was nasty, right?
yeah.
And they drew, didn't they?
Oh, they drew
Now
a
it's
shitload.
now it's PG 80.
Yep.
We're catered to kids.
And they don't draw nothing now.
No, but they make their parents come because they don't have to draw because they only come once or twice a year.
Yep.
It ain't like we're in Tampa every goddamn Tuesday. We're in Orlando every Sunday. We're in Miami fucking every Wednesday. You know what I mean? It's not like we're in New Orleans every fucking Monday. We're not in Portland every Saturday night. We're not in Dallas every Friday night. We're not in goddamn Nashville every Wednesday night. We're not in Memphis on Monday night. We're not in Indianapolis. With this and that. It's different ball game now.
Oh, very different.
But anything old is new again to a new audience, and people are still the same,
Do you
and
think?
they will
Do
and
you
they will
think?
buy it.
Do you think there will ever be? Do you think there'll ever be a point in time somewhere down the line that well, this is a two-part question, I guess I could say. If there ever would
Okay.
be a place somewhere down the line, would you be interested in going into the WWE Hall of Fame? And the second part to that question is, say hypothetically, if you were to get a call to be one of the inductees for the WWE Hall of Fame one day, would you take it?
I don't know. You got to be you got to be stupid to turn that to uh, not take the notoriety, the recognition from your. Well, it's not for your peers. It's just Vince choosing you, so that's irrelevant. You can take the money and run, but I'm against what they do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to, but I've never done anything in the wrestling business for the money, and everybody knows that.
Well,
So
from what I gather, you're one of the most straightforward, tell it like it is people that you're gonna get in the
oh
business.
yeah, no, I don't sugarcoat shit. Now yeah, this I can say what I want in class. Uh, I, I'm calling girls fucking cunts. I call you faggot motherfuckers. You lazy motherfucking son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I call them any name I want. If you don't like it, get out. I didn't ask you to be here. I'm trying to make you good. You gotta have fucking. I'm like the goddamn drill instructor, and you're 18-year olds. You've got 12 weeks with me, and then you're going to Vietnam to put your life on the line. You got to be able to survive. You can't fucking start crying because mommy ain't here.
that's right.
I'm, I'm gonna push every button, every emotion to battle test you. That's like WWE when they come in, they will test you with everything. They're taking unknowns off the street, guys that nobody knows who the fuck they are. A lot of them. Now you're going to be with the world's biggest fucking wrestling company, whereas in a lot of times in Major League Baseball, you play through college. Then what do? They put you in A ball. Then if you're successful in that, they put you in double A ball. Then you're successful in that, you're in triple A ball. Then they might bring you up and you fail in the major league. They put you down in triple A. and you get better. All of a sudden, 5 years in, and you were drafted at 22. Now you're 27, making the major leagues, right?
Yep.
And then, so what's wrestling going to do? We got to fucking, we're supposed to be the best, right? Shit.
Yep. Definitely the best. You know.
But I make guys have fucking, uh, anybody I used to send up. Well, when I ran the developmental there, I was the only coach. They never told me what to do. Dr. Tom was my fucking boss, and I just trained guys. First, I'd ask them what they wanted, and then I'd train was a baby face or a heel. But then they'd rib you. They'd tell them to train him as a baby face. They'd bring him up as a heel. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
then I start training him at everything. But nobody ever observed me. Isn't that funny?
Well, that's because they knew you were going to get the job done right.
I don't know. I just think they were in the infancy, didn't give a fuck, or in the performance center, they got a goddamn camera in every fucking inch, right? They know what everybody's doing. Somebody's jacking off the corner, they know he's doing that.
Yep.
Somebody's stealing money out of the popcorn machine, they know that. Somebody's got the 300 pounds on the weight that's across their neck. They failed. They're stuck. They know everything. You know what I mean?
Oh, they got everything everywhere throughout that place, you know?
Well, that's what's so funny. I remember. Well, I see Bill. I was at a lot of seminars. Bill DeMott, and Bill got fired for doing something. And anything he was doing, he was told to do. Get fucking real. Of course, they can't. They're not allowed to say that, but he's told to push these people. He's told to see how far he can break them. You know, and if you get caught, somebody's got to be a scapegoat. Yeah, that's the way it is. And you had a nice run here anyway, and everybody usually gets 10 years later they get fucking rehired again. You know, you can't have the same guys at anything. How many times Billy Martin was he fucking badgered the goddamn Yankees? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So but you gotta remember, this is the business we love, and this is the business we chose to be in. You take the good with the fucking bad.
That's right. And you know what?
And yeah, and it's like life. As soon as you're born, it's a countdown till you die. As soon as you're hired, it's a countdown to be fired. That's the way it is. And they will fire people for no reason, just to do it. They will fire people because, well, we got to hire. Well, we got the fucking what do you call it? The stockholders meeting. We got to show profits, and we got to fire 10 guys, right? And they can manipulate that. We'll add a pay-per-view here. We'll change this date on this one here. They got to make sure they show a goddamn profit. Look at Vince. He sold all that goddamn stock, right? Stock was up. What do? Sell it.
Yeah, he
Then
sold a ton.
then he'll kill that son of a bitch, get it down to $30. Then
Yeah.
he'll buy it all back, shoot some fucking angles and laugh and go all the way to the fucking bank, right? What a smart motherfucker.
They got it down as low as like $8 and change
Yeah.
before.
Goddamn genius, you know. What the fuck?
And then it's like when they signed that $1 billion deal with Fox, they're back up, you know, their stock's
Uh-huh.
up to like $63 or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I always say this is the greatest, worst business in the world. I've seen guys commit suicide over this fucking business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were thought they were. That's why I get hot when. Oh, I got fucking marks, and I call them marks. You were a jobber. A jobber? No, coach, put me in. I need to protect the quarterback. Okay. I need to get that tackle on the punt team. Got it, coach. Return that kickoff. Got it, coach. I need you to be a fucking defensive end on this fucking. Just put me in, coach. I want to play the game, right? I want to be part of the group. I want to contribute to a goddamn fucking team.
Yeah.
And we got guys killing themselves because they, in their minds, they thought they were failures, so they didn't make it to big time, right? Where it's phony when you win, it's phony when you lose. If I'm the boss, I can hire anybody I want, right? My fucking company.
That's right.
Uh-huh. And nobody should they should put, fuck you. If you don't like it, get your own millions, start your own company, and you push who you want. Then I'm going to knock you every move you fucking make. This guy was buried.
Yeah, and everybody throws that around a lot. They really do. They do throw it around a lot.
Well, all it is haters, people that fucking never gonna do anything, didn't follow their fucking dream, and they're mad at the fucking world because somebody else is trying. And then once you make it, they really hate you.
That makes perfect sense.
Fucking
Wow.
jealous motherfuckers. It ain't real when you win. It ain't real. It ain't real when you lose. Boys, we're working 22 straight days. Let's get in, get out, don't get hurt, protect each other. I know what you can do. Nothing dangerous. You know what I can do. Nothing dangerous. You see, before in the territories, you'd have, okay, Bill Watts would have it all written down. Eddie Graham would have the shit written out. You know what I mean? First four matches before the break. Stay in the ring. Don't ever touch the ref. Don't milk a gimmick. Limit your fucking punches. No more than so many false finishes. You know what I mean?
Oh
Do
yeah.
not, do not ever touch the manager unless you're involved. Don't milk the fucking gimmick. Don't use the fucking gimmick. You know what I mean? Don't get cheap heat with the fucking fans. We want boring fucking wrestling. I don't want any. I don't want any in the first match. I don't want any strikes at all. I don't want any fucking false finishes. I want to pin out the fucking blue. First match, I want the finish to be a goddamn sunset flip. Second match, I want the finish to be a small package. Third match, I want to be a goddamn backslide. Fourth match, I want it to be a fucking whatever. Now, those are the finishes of the first four matches. You might have a five-match format. And in the fifth match, you know what he uses as false pins? The ones that worked earlier. If the finish was a sunset flip, he used that. People bought it. Oh, fuck. If it was a small package on the second, he'd use that one. Oh, fuck. If it was a goddamn backslide, he'd use that for the next one. Oh, fuck. You understand that?
Yeah. Yeah.
One night I was working with fucking Kurt Hennig on a spot show in Kansas City. I said, Kurt, watch this. This is a rib. I was a booker. I said, first four matches. I said, finish, sunset flip. Set them all up with backdrops, every one. Okay, me and Kurt was on last, right? Guess what he hit on me as a false pin?
Oh boy. Let's see. What did he?
Sunset flip. The first four matches, the finish were all sunset flip. This was point proving time. First match, finish, sunset flip. Second, finish, sunset flip. Sunset flip. Sunset flip. I'm in the main event with Kurt Hennig. He sunset flips me. What happens? The whole building jumps up, screaming. I kick out. And
Oh,
he fucking laughed so hard. I said, see how you can educate these motherfuckers in one night.
that is so true. Wow.
But now you start listening to wrestling from a worker's perspective, don't you?
That's right.
And this ain't me. This is stuff I've learned from 1,000 other guys. Nothing I do is original. It's passed down. And all the old guys will pretty much tell you the same thing. It might be a little bit of different terminology, but it's all the same thing. I remember I was working for fucking Stu Hart. Now, this is funnier as shit. They had a double shot. He said, Stu, he says, you go up, and I got this one guy coming in his first day. So you work with him until the other guy shows up. Because they was coming from an afternoon show. So I'm working with this guy, and I called him Tex, but he was trained in Arizona he said, we went in the fucking ring. I said, just go till the other guys get here. I'll lead you. He locks up, grabs a right-handed headlock. And you know anything about working the left side?
He started working on your left side.
No, obvious. Okay, in American pro wrestling, you don't work the right side; you work the left side.
Oh, I got you. I
In
got you.
Mexican, I said, I'm laughing. He's got me in a right-handed headlock. I said, Tex, who trained you? Well, some Mexican called Pablo Catomio or something like that. I said, great. So, anyway, to make a longer story short, I went an hour and 10 minutes with him. So Jerry Moore and the Cuban Assassin poked their heads out, just let me know I was here. We went about 10 more minutes and he beat me. I'd never seen the guy in my life. And went an hour and 20 minutes with him. It's
Wow.
called wrestling. I go to fucking Seminar, Monster Factory, different fucking places. Now, Deonna Purrazzo, you know who she is?
Oh yes, very familiar with
Okay,
Deonna.
okay. Deonna was trained by Luis, Damian Adams.
Okay.
Luis Almodovar is his real name. Puerto Rican, Nuyorican. So I used to come down. I go to the fucking seminar, and I said, "Okay, boys, you get in here, and you guys go as long as you can." Oh, I said, "No, you're not allowed to pre-plan shit. Just work." Yep. No, just work. There'd be 3 matches. There'd be 3 minutes. There'd be 3 clotheslines. Everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'd have to have fucking Damian go out there with Deonna. They'd work an hour. And guys would shit your pants. I said, guys, this is an art. This ain't memorization. Now, you know who Brian Alvarez is?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. One of my best friends, he died last year, Buddy Wayne. Buddy Wayne trained Chico to wrestle. Buddy wanted to come in to see me at OVW, was bringing Chico in with him. So we worked a 3-month program with one of my guys on our TV show, and they carried it in Figure 4 Weekly and our TV show. So Ted the Trailer McNaylor was going to wrestle Brian Alvarez. One
Okay.
fall, TV time limit, the whole hour, right?
Yep.
So we brought him in. They'd never seen each other in their life. Never got in the ring with each other or anything. They had a fucking match, went the whole TV time limit, and they copped the finish with about 45 seconds to go. And all the guys jumped in and was carried him off, blah, 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 blah. The thing was, that every guy seen it. I said, if he trained him, he'll be able to do it. Neither one had never done it in their life, and they fucking did it. Hell, in Campbellsville, Kentucky, I had a tag team match do a babyface 1-hour draw. I said, don't worry about reaction. The last 5 minutes, they'll be standing. I told them what to do. They never did it in their life. Exact same thing happened. They said, how did you know? I said, people are people.
It's just a matter, basically, how to work that crowd.
Well, here's the thing, too. People are spoiled nowadays, right? I
Yeah.
mean, now, I wouldn't watch a movie if it's 2 hours long. My butt gets sore. I got to pee. I want something to eat. Now I want to miss a movie. They have a 7-hour fucking, what is it, SummerSlam or whatever the fuck that was.
Yep. SummerSlam.
Okay. Now, who watches that shit? You can't watch it with any intent. You got 2 hours. Hey, football practice, any major university, it's about usually an hour 45. You can't keep the intensity. You can't keep focus that fucking long. Oh, but you're supposed to watch this match for 7 hours and give a shit about the fucking last one? I'd be saying, I said, I'll show up when there's an hour and a half left in the show. I don't give a fuck about the other ones anyway.
Yeah, because you're basically going through, all the
Now,
undercard and all the lower part
yeah,
of the card to get to the top, what you pay to see.
you pay me $50 to watch Raw. I couldn't do that. I couldn't watch that shit. Are you fucking ribbing me? I have to
Oh,
watch that shit and you're only going to pay me $50? Fuck you. You ain't
eh,
got no, you
it's
ain't got an
so
attention
bad
span like
now.
that.
It's
Fuck.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just keep going. Fuck, we've been on here over 2 hours now, so I didn't know how long. I didn't know how long you were going. If you had any more fucking questions or whatever, because I ain't talked about shit, have I?
Oh, we've been talking about a lot with the wrestling business. I think you've been covering a lot of stuff for us here.
But not really about not particulars or nothing real. You know what I mean?
Not like particulars, no, but I could get into some questions for particulars for sure.
Well, give me a fucking question.
All right. Well, when you started wrestling, because we talked about your early days and
Yeah.
how you learned the ropes and everything. When you started wrestling and you had your first match, what was your initial thought like when you went through the motions for the first time and you brought the crowd to their feet for the first time and you walked that aisle for the first time? Did it feel like that dream come true, like everything that you envisioned that it would be?
Oh hell no! I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. You know, it's like sticking a 9-year old in the goddamn little league game, played against 12 years old. He's never faced anybody that big before, right? You're
Yeah.
fucking overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed. That's like I read with these people getting on Ronda Rousey or whatever. What the fuck? She's just doing what she's told to do. It's the boss decisions when to use her. He's paying her. It's his fucking company. It doesn't matter if she's not. How the fuck is she supposed to do it? She's had 2 or 3 matches, right? Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
That's true. She's only had, yeah, about 3 or 4 matches now that she's
Yeah,
had.
and you can practice. Just think, guys, they're in the NFL. They play football their whole life. They get drafted in the NFL. They're on the practice squad. And he practices every fucking day, but he's never been in the goddamn game. Then he gets that goddamn game. Now it's a whole new ball game, isn't it? This is real. I just think of the fucker got the Super Bowl. Holy shit.
Oh, they're probably like, all
Your
right.
assholes fuck everybody's assholes fuckering.
Yeah. And see, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're bringing this to light because, the response, every time I ask someone that question, the response is always different. I've had guys tell me, like, yeah, it was their dream come true, everything went great.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I've had people say, it was a little bit nerve wracking and this and that, but you're just bringing it right
Yeah.
out there, right to the point, and I like that.
Well, the thing is you're going to get in the wrestling business, and it's going to be nothing like you really think it is. It has nothing to do with wrestling. It's all fucking psychology. But and then when you get in the wrestling business, and then 10 years later, you got a completely different aspect of it. In 10 years after that, you got a completely different aspect of it.
So it
It's just
changes as you
oh
go
yeah,
along.
it's just okay. You don't see any 20-year-old football coaches, do you? In the NFL, do you?
No, no.
You don't see any 20-year-old pitching coaches in the Major League Baseball. Or no, these guys are the guys that did the fucking grind as a fucking player, as assistant coaches, learned every aspect of it. Hell, it's like in the NFL. You might be a head coach of the goddamn Colts, you get fucking fired, and all of a sudden you're defensive back coach of the Ravens, right?
Yeah,
Now you got it. Now you got to do what this fucking head coach wants, but the head coach is doing what the general manager wants. So now you got to know. You got to know your shit, don't you? In every fucking aspect.
that's right.
And wrestling's the same goddamn way. That's like when I went over for Baba. They beat they beat the shit out of you on TV. I said, "Fuck this!" I went right in the goddamn Adrian Street character, right? That
Oh,
stopped that. That stopped that shit. And right away, Joe Hagudi says, "Baba said you do that every night." I said, "I got you, boss. I'm giving them entertainment. They ain't gonna beat shit out of me." Then when I went over to fucking Germany, they asked me, could I do an Adrian Street gimmick? Said, sure can. I did that, and I was going over as a heel, right? He said, oh no, you do this the whole tour now. You're a babyface. I said, I'm a heel. He goes, can you do it? I said, yeah. Easiest thing I ever did in my life. Never broke a fucking sweat.
how I'm really curious about this. Here's another good question for you. I'm very curious. Um, I don't know if you've seen any of it, like say on the internet or if you've heard about it or anything like that. But a lot of people have been really gravitating towards this. How do you feel about the new generation of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Never seen it.
Okay.
Never seen it. I've seen clips where they do 100 times too much things in the matches. Nobody sells. They do dangerous shit. and guys are going to get hurt till somebody dies. You know what I mean? It's just going to happen. Guys are going to continue to push the envelope. Here's the one that's a rib. Strong style.
Yeah.
No, wrestling's phony. It's supposed to look like it hurts you and not touch you, not hit you and not sell it.
Yeah, and they're actually hitting each other at some
That's what I
points.
know. That's what I'm saying. They're retards.
Yeah.
Wrestling is the art, the illusion of a feigned fight, feigned combat, not real. Selling each other, looking like you're in pain. You're not. They would really put each other in pain, but they don't sell it. Well, that's that stupid ECW shit used to do. They would
Well,
have no baby face, no heel, so that stops that shit right away. And then we have in real wrestling, you would have a bigger heel beating up the smaller baby face, cheating. All of a sudden, the heel hits him one time with the fucking a stick off the fucking ground. They carry that motherfucker hit him with one stick, right?
yeah.
Then the guy's out for 3 months with a fucking laceration of the neck from that stick. Then ECW goes out and does through tables, through this, through that, no psychology, hitting them as hard as they bust them over the head with chairs, but don't sell it. Just the opposite of what wrestling was.
So that's
But you're
probably where this whole hardcore and all this stuff really started, was with ECW.
right, and they did that because they didn't have enough talent to do it the other way. So they took shortcuts. Now you start with the stunts. And they could do it because they only worked on weekends, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now they can take all week to hey, if I was in that position and I could have got a job because I was, like my body wasn't good, I could cover up a t-shirt or whatever, and all I had to do was jump off this. Hell yes, I went in there. But just think, they never drew a rating, they never drew a house.
Yeah, and you know what? The guys didn't get paid, a lot of times.
No, they would have been like me, stupid guys like me. Oh hell, Heyman's so smart he could have had you drinking the Kool-Aid, Jim Joe. He was just such a motivator, such a great bullshitter. He could talk to them guys. I think he could have talked a couple guys into actually dying for him. I'm thinking, hell, they'd work for free, put their bodies on the line because they just loved the wrestling business and they were hurting themselves. You know what I mean?
Oh, they were legit hurting
I
themselves.
know that's what I mean, but that's not what wrestling is. It's the opposite of that. You don't hurt yourself, but you sell it like you do.
Yeah.
It's just the opposite. Now, some guys profited from it. They ended up getting jobs with WCW or whatever, right?
That's right.
But that's not what wrestling's supposed to be.
Well, that's like now, too. And back in the day, with the older matches, you'd see a lot of color in matches, and you know,
Oh my God.
and now they don't even allow color. And if color happens, this is how ridiculous it's gotten. If color happens, immediately you have the referee, putting the gloves on, wiping the blood away,
Oh,
and
hey, hey, in Kentucky, Kentucky. You live by the blade. That's why they drew.
yeah,
That's why you could go into Louisville Garden, sell out on a week, and go run the big building. After you shoot a big ass fucking angle, they got fucking color. Fucking Dusty built fucking Eddie Graham. They built that fucking them weekly towns on that southern fucking fire and brimstone color. That's why thousands would come each fucking week. Be crying when those baby faces get fucking color and go crazy when them heels be fucking bleeding.
oh yeah, it would get such a reaction. It really would.
Uh huh.
And now,
Right.
you
Well, fuck.
can't even blade anymore. If you
Oh
blade, then
fuck.
you get fined.
Well, in the old days, I'd have matches I wouldn't blade. We'd hardway each other.
Oh man.
Yeah, okay. We're not one blood. You want a trickle of blood around your eyebrow, right?
Yep.
And then you would have black eyes like 2 days later. Then you would be on the fucking promos, and then you'd be back in that town next week, and they knew you was in a fight, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes, and you drew.
It gets over.
Yeah, it gets fucking over. Right. Uh-huh.
And they, you know what? Now they lost sight of all that. I feel like,
Well, I don't know what's right or wrong. You know what I mean? I just know that there's a whole lot more stuff about the blood that we don't know about, but didn't care about, right?
yeah,
Yeah, we knew that you know, if you're in wrestling, you're going to end up fucking crippled. You're going to be beat up. You'll probably end up fucking broke, but you'll have all these fucking stories. You die and you'll laugh, and you don't want any normalcy.
how do you how do you feel? How do you feel? You know, seeing the business from where it is now. I mean, yeah, from where it was then to where it is now. And do you think there's any getting better, or do you think there'll ever be any competition to WWE, or is this pretty much where it's gonna
Oh no
be?
no 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 no! Wait a minute. No company, no product lasts forever.
That's true. That's true.
In
Everything
history,
ends.
everything comes to an end. Somebody else takes over. You can't keep that drive. Something fucking happens.
And it's almost like I feel like with WWE, it's starting to happen. It's starting.
Well,
I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I feel like it's starting to happen because the ratings go down. You know, if you compare
well,
year by year of total viewership, it's going down. Attendance is
well,
going down.
well. You got to remember too, though. It's easy to have nice ratings when you're on 2 hours a week, ain't it?
Yeah.
Now, how many hours a week are they on?
Well, in the case of last week, 17
Oh, okay.
hours.
Okay, so now you're not special anymore, are you?
No, you're
Yeah,
just an
you
oversaturated thing that you see over and
right,
over again.
right. So now it's not special. Oh, WWE's here. Well, so fuck. Watch. I can watch them how many nights a week on television? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they try to keep it interesting, you know, with the brand split, like, oh, let's put these guys on Raw or SmackDown, but even when you
I get,
watch the matches, it's the same thing.
yeah, I get all that. But the thing about it is how many times the guy's babyface heel, babyface heel, babyface heel. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, they swap them out so many times, it's
Okay.
unreal.
In the old days, if you would be in a territory, you turn one time, and then they never turn. Like if you let's say you was in Tampa, and see, of course, like Dusty's in Tampa as a heel when he starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he turns babyface and stays babyface the rest of the time. You might have Roddy Piper. He come into Portland as a heel. Then he turned babyface, never turned back. Buddy Rose come in as a heel. He was head heel for 7 years, unheard of. Then they turned him babyface, hottest babyface. Then he turned him back heel, and he stayed heel again. You got that one big turn. They got, remember when Salt, well, of course, Slaughter was a heel for years, right? But then when they got that big babyface run, then he turned heel and went against America. Jesus Christ. After that, they tried to shoot angles and try to turn him back. Then oh no, fuck you, motherfucker. We remember what you did. Fuck you. Kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was too good, right?
He did it too good.
Yeah, but you can't turn them back and forth. They won't believe in you. They got to believe in you. If they believe in you, that's like when they believed in that goddamn Austin. Then when he turned heel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, they went that whole angle, but Austin, man, he lit the business on fire. He
Yeah,
really
he should.
did.
Hey, when we was in Louisville there when Steve was on top, and they ran Freedom Hall, seated a little over 20,000, and I don't know if they had that all the staging shit then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they announced Steve Austin was coming to town for fucking Raw, and it sold out in I think 3 hours. And this was
Wow.
before this wasn't the internet shit. You know what I mean? It was everybody there was local. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just announcing him, that motherfucker was there. You know what I mean?
Yep, and he drew like nobody else.
Motherfucker drew, and that's all you can go by. You know what I mean? When I worked for Watts, that junkyard dog drew. He couldn't do much in his matches, but them fucking people believed in that son of a bitch.
Yep.
He just did basics. He registered one sell, then a comeback. But he was strong. He looked the fucking part. He talked that fucking shit. He was fucking good at getting people in the fucking building.
Yeah, he was a great worker.
When it was talking about switch, it's like Piper turned babyface. He was a heel. They had to turn him babyface because he wasn't getting nowhere as a second heel. They turned him babyface. They had the hottest fucking feud him and Buddy Rose ever had. That's when they drew 7,000. Now you got to remember they ran Portland every Saturday night and every other Tuesday, so they ran it 6 times a month.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, then they drew 7,000 people
Huh.
when Buddy got his head shaved. Considering uh, their Saturday night show, it was televised live. See,
Yep.
then when I was out there, Killer Brooks threw up on TV or something, and then they had it on 2 hour delay, so it was better, so we could go home and tape it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but before we couldn't though, so that was cool.
I got an interesting question for you. It's a question that, well, it's a topic I should say that everybody always talks about, even to this day. Even though this happened 21 years ago, and from a worker's perspective, and from someone inside the business like yourself, I'm interested to see what you say and what your take would be on it. Now, back in 1997, of course, at the Survivor Series, they ran, the Montreal Screwjob angle with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, and
Yeah.
you know, it started at least, when I started hearing it. There could have been rumors way before that, but I started hearing, about 5, 6 years ago. People were talking about, oh, how this could have been a work or how that could have been a work, and like now today that topic is such a hot button issue whenever Survivor Series time comes around, and you see people arguing on whether, like, no, this was real, it really went down like that. And other people are like, no, it was a work, and everybody gets themselves so enamored in the Montreal Screwjob. I was curious if you had a take on this.
Well, to me, it never should have happened. Um, I have too much respect for the business. If I'm your champion and I'm leaving, I put you over however you want him put over. And that's the way it is.
You know,
Now we're looking at egos, aren't we?
that's right. That's right.
Uh, no. If I was the boss, nobody'd have an ego because I'd beat everybody. And
Yeah.
you do it right, and that's the way it is. But obviously happened. You got to remember, wrestling ain't real, but it's the illusion of real. And all these guys act like they're tough, and nobody knows that they're tough to begin with. I know Kurt Angle's tough. He won the Olympics, right?
Yeah, he's got
I
gold
know
medals
Brock.
to prove it.
I know Brock Lesnar's tough.
Yeah.
I know Bobby Lashley's tough. I know Ziggler's tough. But a lot of these guys that were tough, I don't know if they were tough. I didn't have no real fights in the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, I was 1-1 in PE class. In wrestling, I got disqualified for dropping an elbow on somebody.
Yeah, no Olympic style here. Let's throw the elbows.
Yeah, but as far as the Montreal screw job, uh, remember when the thing come out on 2020? You probably weren't born. Maybe you was born. I don't know. The thing on 2020 come in with David Schultz slapped John Stossel, and they started exposing stuff.
I remember something where they
Okay.
started exposing the wrestling business. I just don't remember what it was, but I remember, yeah, when stuff started getting exposed, yes.
Yeah. I remember I was wrestling in Toledo, Ohio that night for Ole, and all the guys was talking about that shit, you know. But I remember Vince getting on there, looking in that camera, and they had all these films of guys pulling. It was all WWE film, you know. A lot of it was their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I assure you, none of this stuff would ever happen in the World Wrestling Federation. So in other words, he's lied his whole life. See what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
He's never told the truth about nothing in his life. You're real. But hey, just think of the wrestling business now, right?
yeah,
Now, where Mark's watching TV, right?
exactly,
It,
yep.
and Vince gets on TV. Ladies and gentlemen, got a tremendous announcement here. Wrestling is so big. There's so much money involved. There's so many competitors all around the world trying to get in the World Wrestling Federation. From now on, from this day on, the matches are 100% contest, legitimate, real. Holy shit.
Oh, everybody would be going crazy.
And all you do, you just sell a little bit more. Do the same old shit.
Yeah.
You know who Jack Pfeffer was?
The name does sound familiar.
Okay, look him up. Anyway, he used to advertise. He would have Bruno San Martino, Bummy Rogers. He was a wrestling promoter, one of the big wigs years ago.
Oh, yeah, didn't he have the Nacho Man and,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, no, he didn't have Nacho Man, but he was dead before that. But anyway, he would have real wrestling, and next week he'd have phony wrestling. They did the same thing. You got to look him up on the fucking internet. Jack Pfeffer, like Pfeffer, something like that.
Okay, yeah, definitely
Yeah,
check him out.
yeah. And wow, what was we on before that? That fucking just crossed me some way. What was we talking about?
Oh, Montreal Screwjob.
Oh yes, yeah, screw job, right? Okay, but there's a lot of shit. That's what you got to remember. Look at when they had the big Japan thing, and Ricky Dozen beat that guy half to death, right?
Yep.
Okay, there's always been double crosses. Okay, now I had my first pro boxing fight when I was 41. I had some that were real and some that were worked.
Oh, okay.
So same shit everywhere.
Yeah, so basically, it might have really happened or it could have been a work.
Right. Who knows? Only the participants really know, don't
Yep.
they? Mm-hmm.
Only the guys that, were in there planning it out, only the participants, pretty much, yeah.
Right. That's just like we used to have. You know who Bob Roop was?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, anyway, we had the Sugar Hole Challenge in ICW, which Roop didn't want to do because he was a
Oh.
baby face. He was a baby face. Anyway, to make a long story short, this judo guy got out of it because he was flexible. You know what I mean? And Bob had, instead of having like a set time limit and say he was going to do like 3 guys, I can't remember what number he was, but it was our first night doing it in a good house, and we didn't exactly, it wasn't like 30 seconds or whatever. So this guy ended up getting out of it, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
had to give the guy $1,000. And to make a long story short, the whole thing was at the end, I said, Bob, you know what's so good about this? He goes, no, what? I said, only you know whether you let him out or you didn't. and and I can say, you son of a bitch, you let him out. And then he goes, did I or didn't I? See what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's the Montreal screw job, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So who the fuck knows? Oh,
And
I know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about they got the network now, right?
Oh yeah, they got everything on the WWE network for only $9.99, as they like
Yeah,
to
but
say.
okay, but here's the gimmick. They only show you, okay, whoever wins the war, they determine history, don't they?
Yep,
So they could have here's Tampa wrestling, but they could put their commentating on there, can't they?
yep.
They can say anything they want to about it, can't they?
Oh yeah,
And if they don't want to pipe, a lot of times they don't want to show you stuff that's too good because you realize today's stuff is rotten. You
yep.
realize today's stuff, well, hell, that's like a goddamn Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier fight. Them people are fucking ready for whatever. It ain't like that shit you got now. Everybody's fucking laughing and beach balls popping around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yep.
some of that stuff's good, but then some people say, "Fuck, I don't want to watch this shit today. I want to see this old shit." Now they kill their own product by showing the old stuff, don't they?
You know what? That's true.
So I don't know. See, I always look at both sides of the coin. I said I thought they was going to get all that fucking footage so nobody could put up and burn the son of a bitch or whatever because they don't want everybody to see that good shit because then they compare to this shit and you'd see how fucking rotten they were.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh fuck this," why are we wasting our time?
Yeah. Anyway, we've been on here 2.5 hours.
Yep.
How long was you wanting to go?
I'm uh I'm willing to go. I mean, people are still on here. They're listening. I'm looking at the view
Well,
counts, and people are in.
well, I think we've been on too fucking long. They ain't gonna fucking listen to that goddamn long 2.5 hours. Now I'm like fucking but I just started fucking talking. See,
Yep, yep. We
so
gotta.
take one more question if you got any, and then we'll close this submission. We can come back any other time, uh, 6 months from now or whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a shit.
I was actually just gonna ask you that, Rip. I usually get a hold of my past guests, in between 4 to 6 month periods, and if they'd like to
Yeah,
come back, I'm more than glad to have them back again.
yeah. I've been on Austin's show twice.
Oh, that had to be a pleasure working with Steve.
Yeah.
I got one more question for you to cap off the night, though, for this installment until we meet again.
Okay.
Um, as far as your whole career and everything you've done and all the great things you've done, and even training till this day. Um, well, I'm gonna It's like I find myself wanting to ask you two questions, but I'll pick which one's better here.
Well,
Um,
we'll just answer two of them. Who gives a fuck?
okay. Well, first question would be, what was your favorite match and favorite feud that you had in your whole career?
Oh, I didn't have any.
You
There was
just
no fa- No, there was no favorite. Uh-uh.
okay. All right, so you just went out there, did your thing, and that was
I
that.
just no. Some of the thing was this was the biggest house. This was I thought the best fucking closure. This was the best angle. This was the best fucking finish. You know what I mean? It was all different things. That's like when I worked for Fuller the second time. I come in, shot an angle with Adrian Street the first night. I worked with him 186 days in a row. When I got done working with him, I left.
Oh, okay.
I could not top it, and I knew that. And Adrian always tells everybody. He said he had not in his whole career and not in Europe, but in America, that was the best program he ever worked with me and him. We was just instant fucking chemistry.
And that's the best thing you can ask for when you get in the ring with someone and you guys just click. I can imagine.
Yeah, I remember when we the first main event at Global. It was on ESPN years ago, about '91. The first main event of the first Global, it was at the old Sportatorium in Dallas, was me against Adrian Street.
Oh,
Because Joe Pedicino was one of the owners, and he'd always watch it on. And we was always on clips of his Pro Wrestling This Week because Gordon Soley was his partner, and Gordon Soley was the announcer for Fuller. See, I had Gordon Soley in Atlanta, I had him in Tampa, I had him with Pro Wrestling This Week, and I had him in goddamn Birmingham too. So, and then I had him in Memphis too for a while.
Oh, I
So,
see.
yeah. So I knew him for a long time. But anyway, but did that answer your question?
Yes, yes, it did.
Okay.
And the other question was, I don't know if this is something that you would want to answer to or not, but if you don't, it's okay. But I was just curious if there's anything you could say about it. Who were some of the and when I say worked with, it could be anybody, wrestled, trained, it could go across the whole spectrum. Who are some of the best people in the business that you've worked with and had great experience with, and who were some people that you just didn't really click with, and it just wasn't there?
Well, once I started really understanding the business, I don't think I had very many stinkers
Okay.
because I could look at you and I was a heel. And if you could only do 5 things, we'd do those 5 things. And if I would beat you up and you didn't want to sell, I wouldn't beat you up anymore. I'd get holds. I knew to handle every situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I worked a 4-week program with Bruiser Brody. Fucking horrible. He didn't want to fucking sell. And I just laughed at him. I said, "You're a fucking idiot." I said, "You're this fucking big. You work with me 4 weeks in a row and you can't even beat me. But you beat me up all the time. That makes you look like you can't." I said, "You look like a total fucking idiot." And he sat there and just looked at me, right? Next time we worked, he started fucking selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So some people really get this and some people half-ass get it. But some stars, they don't ever get it. But it don't really matter. If the boss likes you, you're in. If he don't, it don't fucking matter. You know. If you're a girl wrestler, it's like when I trained in fucking girls, I said, "Honey, you're going to have some trouble. You're really hot, so the hot girls hate you, and you can really wrestle. Now you're hot and can wrestle, so you're going to have a hard time really making it because all them girls are going to put a knife in your back."
Oh,
Right? No,
it's
it's like, uh, well, this guy's got a better drop kick. Well, this guy's using the drop kick, so you can't use it. Oh no, this guy's. Oh, look at that guy's hair. Oh no, you gotta shave your head because this guy's got the long hair. I mean, wrestling is nothing but fucking ego. Who was there first? Who's somebody's fucking buddy? And whatever, blah blah blah. But it's the business I want to be in. So what the fuck?
yeah, exactly. It's basically it just got me thinking when you said that. It's all about who's your buddy or who you know. It's
Yep.
basically like the Click. When the Click came in town, they ran everything because Shawn Michaels, those guys, they were top guys, and Shawn Michaels, he was good in with Vince McMahon, so everybody in the Click got to do their thing.
Well, that's the rest of the business. That's the entertain. That's the way any business is. If I owned a company and my fucking son-in-law is vice president and my son's the other president, that's the way it is, ain't
Yep. Yep.
that's the way life is. Get used to it.
I'm looking here and I see a comment from one of our viewers, Lisa, and she says, she was putting this in, while you were just talking about everything, and
Uh-huh.
she says, Rip is so right. I admire his views, the way he thinks. He's a genuine man.
I'm a no good fucking man's what I
Well, that's like me. I've been doing this for 4 years. Doing this podcast for 4 years, but probably underneath it all, instead of being a veteran, I'm still a dumb fuck.
am. Yeah, you're a dumb fuck, all right. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, no. Look at it this way. You're in the 4th grade, right?
Yep. Yep.
I'm in the 40th grade, so we see things differently. 10 years from now, hopefully, you'll see stuff differently.
Yeah, that's right. Because you said every 10 years, you
Yeah.
kind of look
Mm-hmm.
at it differently. Look at it differently.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got to tell you, I definitely learned a lot from you.
Well, okay. Let's get the fuck off here.
All right. Well,
We've been on 2 hours 37 minutes. Guys, if they've been listening, they have to pee, want to get something to eat, give themselves a wank or whatever.
yeah. Plus, we want to save some stuff for next time, and if people want to listen to it on replay, we don't want them to sit there all day.
Well, the thing about it was, if we talked again, I can't remember what I said now anyway. So what the fuck, right?
Yeah, we'll just give them a refresher if need be.
There we go. Okay. Hey, thanks for having me on, and till we meet again, give me a text whenever you're ready or whatever. Okay.
Oh, Rip, sounds great. Thank you so much for coming on the show again, and I will get in touch with you. I would say sometime early next year after the holidays. I'll send you a text.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. Take care of yourself.
All
Have
right,
a good night, love.
you have a
All right.
great
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, guys. There you have it. Rip Rogers, the hustler himself, on the show tonight. And I gotta tell you, incredible, incredible interview. I'm truly honored, and this was one of my favorites that I've ever did. If I had to choose, I've had so many great guests. I really have had so many great guests, over my time. Of course, some of my favorites, the Patriot, Kenny Bolin, Jeannie Clark, and definitely I would say, Bill Otten. So many great guys. Now, Rip Rogers, I've had so many great people. So many great people come on here and be a part of this. And, Rip tonight, he opened my eyes to so many other things and has me thinking. And you could really learn a lot from him. His words are like wisdom. And Rocky, I see you in there. You had a couple good questions tonight. Lisa was in here doing her thing, of course. And hey, Rocky, if you want me to hit you up, I'd like to hit you up in a little bit. Maybe we could talk about our show tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow, guys, don't forget rewriting wrestling history with me and Rocky. So make sure you guys check that out. If you haven't, if you haven't heard me talk about it, rewriting wrestling history is going to be tomorrow night. So yeah, I'll probably end up giving Rocky a little call, and we'll get things set up 100% for the show tomorrow, so that way everything's ready to go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It sounds like a lot of great feedback with the podcast here with Rip Rogers. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm truly honored as a broadcaster to sit here tonight, like I did tonight, and do a show that I just did, for sure. Alright, so I will definitely contact Rip in about, 6 months or so. Hopefully we can have him back on. We'll have another chat. And I'll keep you guys informed when I do find out something, when we could have him back on here. So don't worry about that. We'll get him back here, and it was a great time. Again, to Mr. Rip Rogers, thank you so very much for your time, and, for making it a great show tonight, and for all the fans, and, even for teaching me a few things, and giving me a few different outlooks on my thought process, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Mr. Rip Rogers so very much for coming on the show tonight, and we look forward to having him back on again. And Rocky, yeah, I'll give you a ring in about an hour. We'll go over some stuff, and we'll talk about tomorrow's show, and we'll get everybody back on here again tomorrow night for rewriting wrestling history. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here for now. This has been episode number 136 of the Beyond the Ring with Big T Wrestling Podcast. with an exclusive interview from Mr. Rip Rogers. So, was a great show, guys. Was a really great show. And we'll have him back on again soon. So thank you to Rip Rogers for coming on the show. And I'll see you guys next time. And tomorrow night, rewriting wrestling history with me and Rocky. And thank you again, everybody, for watching. And thank you to Rip Rogers for coming on the show. And we'll have him back on again, hopefully sometime next year very soon. So take care. Have a great night. I love you all. And good night, everybody.